Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of MNW Firing Line. I'm your host, Joe, and joined with me as always is my co-host, Faye. Jinn. Hey, Faye, how's your week been? Most definitely. And we're having the same issues, Faye. People can't hear you. Yep, can't have that at all. And try and speak. Oh, great. This is going to be a thing. Alright, then.
It knew I had a joke or two saved up, so it said no.
Probably. I don't know what's going on with this half the time. It's always on the intro screen, too. That's something I got to fix later. But for now, we will soldier on into Friday Night Flashbang. And ladies and gentlemen, we did get a date for the next Flashbang pay-per-view. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are on the road to Breakdown. Coming up this coming April on Easter, I believe it was the 17th. When's Easter again? I want to say that the 17th. It is the 17th. Thank you, Google. Anyway, but so we have a whole lot of stuff to kind of get through.
No, absolutely. Very full weekend.
Very full weekend indeed. But for now, we are going to go right into our first match of Friday Night Flashbang. We have Nitsig Gunk Gobbler of the Cartel taking on Satirus Basilicus. I got it right this time. Oh, that's doubling. That's terrific. All right. Hopefully that's fixed. And just.
What inspires you to hire a Minotaur? Or two Minotaurs? Minotaurs are really cool. Who doesn't like Minotaurs?
Yeah, most definitely. Like, I loved this match mostly because of
counterpoint. They're Minotaurs. It's true.
Man, this is turning into a whole thing apparently.
I don't agree with those sides either. Right now, we're taking each other.
Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. We should be commentating the match, but we're having some sort of tech issues.
Bulls out for him? Sure, bulls out for the Minotaur. Yeah, that sounds good. Put the horns up.
And the crazy thing is, I have it on this same channel. I'll just have to commentate this myself. Yeah, just this entire match has just been Satirus dominating over Nitsig. This individual is undefeated for a reason, ladies and gentlemen, and it shows in droves. But Nitsig is one tough customer. He can dish it out. He can dish about as well as he can take. Oh, nice bulldog grabbing onto the horns and just slamming his face in, but Satirus gets right back up.
I think Nitsig actually enjoys fighting big bruises like this. Oh, look at the power! That is 325 pounds. He just launched like a sandbag.
Just the overall power.
Nobody home. No one home. Dodge a maze crasher. And what a knee to the face. Very nice. Has been hanging in there against the
It's on the right channel. What is the deal? I'm not. I'm just gonna say this, Faye. I think I'm stumped. I have no idea what's going on with the audio issues. It's not. It's not even registering on the freaking output.
Moved out of the way of that right hand. He has got to be real. Oh, STO. I thought he might have been going for that spear, that patented spear. Side headlock. Look at the power.
Oh God, just lifting him up and just slamming him right onto the ground like that, and then just retching at his neck for more damage. Yeesh. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. It appears as though my cough has not left yet, but I think I'm getting the last bits of it out.
Might be getting a little frustrated. Oh my God!
Yeah, I'll say. Look at that
off the
stump
chest.
there. Nice dragon screw.
And now Nitzig picking him up.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, he was going for the Daka Droppa, but it was reversed.
Yeah, for some reason that it's not registering, even though it's on the correct channel, it's not registering that. I don't know what's going on. Oh, but yes, you are failing me. Oh, God! Look at that suplex, ladies and gentlemen. This is... Oh, no. He's setting up for something big. He's setting up... Oh, spear! It's the spear from Satyrus. 2, 3. And still undefeated. Satyrus Basilicus. Getting some monochrome of revenge. Getting some monochrome of revenge for his brother. Showing the roster, reminding even why he is so dominant. And why he is still undefeated. As I also try and fix whatever the fuck is going on here. Like, seriously, it should be on the same... Like, Faye, could you just say something real quick?
Oh, 1, 2, 3.
Alrighty.
No idea if that's gonna go through.
Oh, shit. Wow, that was, kind of cursed, actually. Sorry, I was playing with a thing.
Oh yeah, that was very interesting.
That was, yeah.
It sounded like a washing machine got caught in the wires over there.
Yeah. So the main issue that I'm going to be having with this is that we're going to have to keep... Yep, there it is. Yeah, so... So the main issues that we're going to be having is that the audio itself is going to have to be low. The other audio is going to have to be lower to a point to where I'm going to where you guys could hear Faye, but not the match itself, which is going to be an issue when we do like promos of the week and whatnot.
Yep.
So that's going to have to be the.
Oh wow.
That's going to have to be the one sacrifice that we're going to have to do. So, until then, ladies and gentlemen. So overall, like, so they didn't get to hear you during that one bit. So what did you think about the match?
Oh, I was just excited to see both of them in the ring. Just sort of in their element, able to let loose and slug at each other. We saw a bit of a preview of that the other week when Nitzig was facing, it was Labrys, I believe. It was nice for Nitzig to get a shot at the other Minotaur brother. I don't know. There was just something nice about an orc just being able to let loose on the biggest thing in the ring.
Well,
just no more in his element than he could ever be, really.
Well, especially with Satyrus not really being in the ring all that often. Like, the last time I think we saw him in the ring was before the last breakdown in October. And that was because he was playing that was the last we ever heard of him, because he was playing bodyguard in the Apex's in Apex's compound. So it's been months since we've even seen him.
Yes, absolutely. But it's you can't really get a better warm up than against Nexus. I don't think, because he's been putting in a lot of work lately alongside the cartel and just in general.
Oh, most definitely. No one's a better kick the rust off than Nitzig Gunk Gobbler. I mean, like, yes, you could go for an easier opponent. You could go for an easier opponent, that I agree, but here's the thing, that with Nitzik Gun Gobbler, he is primed, he is ready. What better to show your dominance than someone who has already got that momentum going, especially with, I believe Nitzik had a 2-match winning, excuse me, a 2-match winning streak.
Oh, that would be very interesting. Yeah.
So yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, you should definitely keep an eye out on Satyrus Basilicus. I will get those names right eventually, so that way they don't, find me. Anyway, but we are going to go right ahead into our next bit of business here. We are going to go back into the ring to hear from your World Heavyweights Champion, Victor Vicious.
You know, the last couple of weeks, I can't help but feel a little bit disrespected. First, it was everybody throwing fingers at the cartel about this whole, I don't know what we're calling it, a doppelganger situation, the mimic, thinking that I had something to do with it. Then there was the whole, I was trying to maneuver around people by getting D&D involved. I hired Jack the Questionable to get involved. Well, as Jackie posted on social media, maybe you should look a little bit closer who else has money around here. And the disrespect didn't stop there. It continued when Hutch Cale was denied his title opportunity again. A rightful and twice earned rematch for that interdimensional championship. And what has the brass done? Not a damn thing. Because we're the bad guys. So let me let all of you in on a little secret. You might be rooting for the good guys, for the people you perceive as the heroes. But in this story, the bad guys always win. And that's why tonight, I'm making an executive decision for the cartel. Because we're sick of it and we're fed up with this. Me and the boys are taking the rest of the night off. You should be lucky you got to see Nitzig. And regardless of how that match ended, it was a good old-fashioned fight, and I'd like to see anybody in this arena last longer with Satyrus. The cartel is out. And if you don't like it, you can kiss our collective asses.
The world champion, Victor Vicious, pretty much fed up with the entirety of the Flashbang roster and also management. And, I mean, just go ahead and taking the night off. Just having a nice little me day.
Yeah, I wonder, do you think he has a personal, he probably has a personal barber. Probably got a nice place of his own where he paid off security, just get a drink with the lads.
I mean,
he's got to have a me day, like, now and then. I don't know what he would do, but he sure seems like he could well enough pay for, a small vacation.
yeah, I mean, most definitely, especially with, like, the space travel that Hutch can provide. And, I mean, you can't really get much better protection than Nitzig. I mean, look at that, man. But, I mean, to the personal barber comment, I mean, I'm sure that he's got, like, he's got a guy that he's been going to ever since he was, like, a kid or something. But, yeah, overall, ladies and gentlemen, Victor Vicious, Nitzig Gun Goblin, and Hutch Cale are out of the building. And we got a tweet out from Satyrus Basilicus. Real stand-up guy, that Vic. Brutal, vicious, recognizes game. Premium largesse? Largus? Is that how you pronounce that? Largesse? I'm not... I apologize. I don't know what that means. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go... Oh, political skill. Thank you. Thank you, Satyrus. But, yeah, we are going to go right ahead and get into our next match. We are going to go into a match with Jackie Q taking on Mike Davis. And Mike Davis just goes right into it and starts wailing on Jackie Q. Yeah, the ref just has to take a minute to separate them out. Apologies, I got.
These two have had absolutely enough of each other. Mac Davis has especially been very, very short with the flashbang side of things I've noticed with the investigations that have been going on. And Jackie Q doing what he did certainly didn't help the man's temper.
No, I mean, Jackie Q is coming off of his loss against Helix Sucks for his actions with the imposter, I want to say.
Yeah, people are calling it the imposter, the shifter, the I don't know. I try not to get too specific about it because it could be a doppelganger. It could just be someone using, I don't know, some magic. Who knows? There's a lot it could be at this point.
Yeah, like, I'm just... There's a lot it could be, and later on in the night we're going to have a lot of evidence. We're going to have a new bit of evidence come right up and suggest something otherwise, especially with one of my prevailing theories. It messes with that a bit. Anyway, but here we have Jackie Q just laying into Davis. See, Jackie Q with his I think the nickname given by the roster members is the Gaudy Golden Boots. Don't know why he wears them. They look kind of. I don't like it because it kind of contrasts with like his overall look. That's just my thing, though. Oh God, that handstand, like just such athleticism from Mike Davis.
I mean, absolutely. Well, when you hop in the ring with most of the roster, you better stay in shape, especially if you want to have the endurance, the strength, just overall the skill to be able to pull off in any of your investigative work. I'm not sure how well the physicality of it plays into what he needs to do, but I'm sure it certainly helps to get some answers out of people.
Well, like you're coming up face to face against a bunch of well-trained, hardened fighters who are here to fight each other. You would have to be some sort of fit. Oh, you don't know jack! Straight onto the face of Mike Davis, going for that cover. 2, kicking right out of 2. I think that was the you don't know jack, or maybe this is you don't know jack. I can't remember. That is definitely you don't know jack. And what's that knee strike? It looks like he took out the ref and just. He could have won this match twice over at this point, but no, because of him landing that move,
ref was just not home. Yeah, poor legs. You're all right, buddy.
He's up. It takes a while for the immortality genomes to kind of kick in, but yeah, he's fine. Seriously, like, Davis is limber. Does he, like, do yoga or something?
I mean, it probably helps, avoid muscle cramps, build strength all around.
Yeah. I hear it's actually useful for him when it comes to, at the very least, I mean, Jackie and Mike Davis's overall styles. And it looks like he's going.
Well, I'm sure because half the roster does like to stretch you out.
Most definitely, and once again, just that, like, premier athleticism, like that handstand elbow drop, and just going for those consecutive drop kicks. What we still don't really know about what's going on is like who Jackie Q's employer was. Apparently, there is an MNW ruling when it comes to mercenaries taking outside contracts. And them performing their hits. So, and Jack is nothing but a consummate professional, and does not ever reveal his clients' information. Looks like he's trying to go for a you don't know Jack once and more, but Mike Davis gets right out of it. Oh, second rope elbow drop. What's the man with the plan got prepared for tonight? Ah, looks like they got a bit drop. Nice. Case closed straight onto Jackie Q. 2, 3. Your winner, Mike Davis, leader of APS. This was a fantastic match, I'm not gonna lie.
Absolutely, and I can certainly believe that 0 punches were pulled on behalf of either men in this ring. Just even that victory took a lot out of Davis over there. He's going to be feeling that for weeks.
Oh, most definitely. He's probably going to be sticking to his investigations for a while, especially with, well, he did leave with a bit of color on his forehead there. So he's going to probably take a week or two to sit that out. Anyway, so yeah, like we will be seeing more about that this coming Friday, hopefully. But until then, we go back down to the ring to hear from the Pumpkin King himself, 1/3 of the Trios champions. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Magic.
Greetings and salutations, Flashbang! You already know who I am, so I will skip right to the part where I'm pissed off! You see, the last couple of matches that Doom has been involved in have been controversial, to say the least. And that is because of one reason. It is because there is a conspiracy against Doom. And so here tonight I wish to address said conspiracy about trying to make us lose our trios titles. I can see the writing on the wall. First, it was that ridiculous miss of the rope grab. Then it was the 2 pinfalls that Michael Macabre had to get, and it was acknowledged as 2 pinfalls. And then a tap out that a referee never even saw. There is a conspiracy to screw Doom. And therefore, I must make the following declaration. A new commandment to be updated to the... Mr. Pumpkin King, I believe there is a misunderstanding here. The brass certainly has absolutely no vendetta against Doom. We were as surprised by the results of those matches as you were. However, we did do a little bit of digging into your claim. Oh, Mr. Lawson, you didn't let me finish my sentence. I said I was adding some new commandments, and the first commandment is thou shalt not interrupt Doom, and yet here you are. Why? I was perfectly fine to state my case. Did you say investigation into my claims? What exactly did you find? Well, we interviewed the referee involved in all of those various matches, and they said that they had a little visit from you prior to the match saying you would appreciate it very greatly if there was some chaos thrown into these matches. Do you have any recollection of meeting with any MNW officials, Mr. Pumpkin King? I have no recollection of the events in question. What I do recall is 3 instances where your referees tried to screw Doom. And how do I have any assurances that you will not stop our title reign short of the glorious 1 year that we deserve? I suppose that I can't do anything to put your mind at ease, Mad Jack, but what I can do is let you know I am not going to allow you to smear the name of AAA or MNW when it is you that is trying to commit this chaos. It is your MO, after all, and it will stop now. You're no fun, Mr. Lawson. No sense of humor. I suppose that's why they put you in a suit and stuck you in an office. Not very entertaining. That's why you put these people to sleep. How about you leave my ring and let me entertain them as I should? Because you're starting to piss me off. Quite frankly, Mr. Pumpkin King, I do not care. But you will get an opportunity to entertain these fans later tonight when I put you and Zerikis in a rematch against El Pollo de la Muerte and Demolition Fox. And if you believe the referees are out here in some kind of conspiracy theory, do me a favor. Do not speak to them before the match, and let's see what happens. A rematch! Ooh, with the barnyard flunkies! Oh, I'm excited. I'm sure we'll get to face them this week, and the week after, and the week after. Are you taking booking instructions from up north, Mr. Lawson? No originality, it's boring, but it is an opportunity for Doom to prove why we are the greatest trio in MNW. Yes, well, while you're doing that, I expect the same respect given to the referee in Michael Macabre's match against the Slamphibian, which will be happening next. And if for some reason, Majak, I hear about you getting involved beyond your stature, and that is being a performer, there will be consequences, and of that, I can assure you. You have a great rest of your night, Jack.
So, later on in the night, for one, we're getting Mad Jack and Zeracus going up against El Pollo de la Muerte and Demolition Fox, as well as apparently we're getting Michael Macabre taking on Slamphibian later on in the night as well. And it appears as though Lawson is kind of getting on, management in itself looks like it's getting on the last nerve of Doom.
I can only imagine, because they've been putting up with multiple shenanigans for the past several weeks. This just being the latest straw on a large and ever-growing pile.
Yeah, it just appears as though it's like 10 feet tall at this point, and with Breakdown coming up in just 3 weeks, hopefully it doesn't get to it's not complicated even further. But yeah, coming up next though, ladies and gentlemen, we got a singles competition for you. We have one half of the tag team champions, the Madness, going up against Thunderbolt something Thunderbolt, representing the House of Caliban. And things have been getting a little dicey between Madness and the Mad World in itself and the Time Bandits. I mean, Time Bandits jumping Mad World before their non-title match last week.
Yeah, Madness was not too happy about that. So this is a little bit of payback, so to say.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Oh god, it's great to the back of frickin' Thunderbolt's skull. And nice little neck breaker onto the Madness and just working on the mask of him. Hopefully we get to see, talking about stuff that we hope that doesn't escalate. This current feud between Time Bandits and Mad World. You talk about a pile that's like 10 feet tall. This feels like it's getting to be that point as of current, especially with everyone trying to get ahead of the Time Bandits in this current juncture.
Absolutely. I have been hearing the phrase "you're out of time" a lot more in the past month or two than in a lot of the footage I've been reviewing to catch up with the rest of you.
Yeah, it kind of goes to show. That is the Sandman's catchphrase. Oh god, just planting him right in the middle of the face first into the middle of the ring, going for that cover. One, kicking right out at one. Jeez, Madness. It's a hell of an offense, and yet one. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't escalate further beyond what is as of current, because we know that the Time Bandits can retaliate as well as anybody else. They were one of the first people to stand up against the Empire in itself, especially when they were doing backstage run-ins. Sorry, backstage fights. Ooh, jeez.
That is true, and we are going to be looking a little bit into that history a little bit later on in the footage that we're reviewing tonight. But for at the moment, oh, what a cordial little bow! I was surprised to see that.
Yeah,
Well,
Thunderbolt.
sassy too.
Well, Thunderbolt is a very interesting character. Is a very interesting person. He was before coming into the multiverse. He was a highwayman. He used to rob from the rich and give to the poor, a la Robin Hood.
Oh, I can definitely see that. Him getting involved with House Caliban and everything else going on makes a lot more sense. If that was his history.
Well, yeah, like especially like in the beginning stages of Flashbang, Thunderbolt and Creation formed a very close bond to where they treat each other like brothers, and hell, even Caliban himself treats Thunderbolt as if he is one of his own sons. And oh yeah, we saw Madness going in for that turnbuckle again. We know how well. See, it's the thing though. It's a 50-50 shot with Madness. Ooh, Tiger feint kick. It's a 50-50 shot with Madness in a turnbuckle because it's either very good or very bad.
No, I agree. Anything even tangent. Ouch! The error on time on that. Anything tangential even to a turnbuckle is just very cursed. It can go very badly very fast.
Oh god, yeah, it could. But we've seen him in the C101 use that turnbuckle to distract the ref to apply the green mist to get a win. But we've also seen it in a sense of he would definitely have his opponent beaten, but because the ref is distracted by the turnbuckle, he doesn't get the pin. It looks to be a count of 7. Ooh. Oh, looks like he's trying to go for a half and half suplex, but Madness gets right out of it and just kicks straight to the head. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. This cough is. Ooh, Chaos Moonsault onto the Highwayman. 1,
Always
2,
a treat to see.
3. And ladies and gentlemen,
Stellar performance, yes.
stellar performance. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, the Madness. Oh, and that's what we got. Well, remember when I said there probably shouldn't be an escalation? Well, yeah.
Well, so much for that. There he goes. He's just telling him to get out of the ring.
Yeah, it looks like Thunder. It's not over with these two, with these two pairs. I swear. And breakdowns. Man, breakdown feels too far away. So Faye, overall, what did you think of the match?
It's always a treat seeing Madness just get into his niche, just get into his mood so that way he can pull off the high-flying stunt that he did. He's probably one of my favorite, if not my most favorite, aerial combatant out of the entire Flashbang roster.
Yeah, he's definitely becoming a fan favorite, especially not only his in-ring performances, but his out-of-ring promos have been stellar. Like, bar none. Some of the best that Flashbang has to offer. No wonder that he and Kusa have kept their positions.
Absolutely. You have to either, I believe the term is either put up or shut up, and he is not one man to be quiet, if anything else.
Most definitely, but
That's also not to overlook the performance of Thunderbolts here, who has been doing very well and has been having to warm up in preparation for a match that we will see later on.
Oh, most definitely. Like, Thunderbolt has been a stellar in-ring competitor. I mean, Flashbang original, he master of the money of your the money or your life lock that he does has been damn near deadly, and he's probably out of his element a little bit in singles competition because he does prefer tag team wrestling more. I mean, him and Salmon are a perfect unit. But, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of someone who can talk the talk and walk the walk, in fact, probably talk the talk a bit louder than the rest, we have our Flashbang promo of the week. This week, we go to one of the co-commentators of MNW Flashbang, former... What? Interim? The suspended general manager of Friday Night Flashbang. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Hey, Mr. Rabbit.
Hey everyone, it's Hey Mr. Rabbit back at it again for another promo. How you doing? I hope you've been enjoying the Grand Equation. Everything that we're doing. We got Colt in the saddle, Matrix, so very proud of him, and also myself, and we're all grappling and battling. It's very exciting. However, there is something we have to discuss, and that is the weird thing with these odd shot calls. Now I know it's blatant, and honestly, I'm not sure what's going on with that. Not seeing the ropes, the 3 count we all heard and had to happen again. It sucked. The faction's affected. I'm truly sorry about that. You know that wouldn't fly when I ran things at the desk, and here's hoping Lawson didn't throw out my Garfield phone. Which does bring me to my next point, actually. Lawson! 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 What are you doing about this? This isn't an APS issue. This is an issue you can fix. It's not magical. I hope the hell you are fixing it. Last time I spoke to you, you headbutt me. So rude, B-dubs, by the way. Just hope you know. This time, I am calling you out, though. I want you out to that ring and talk to everyone about this crap and what you're gonna do to fix it. You got a leaky ship, Lawson. Fix this, or do I have to show you how to run things again? Alright, that's me. Numbers don't lie. Thanks again, y'all.
I love him. I love Rabbit, and I mean the suspended general manager talking to Lawson directly about everything that's been going on, and it's becoming a bit familiar, if I'm being completely honest, to issues of the past.
Yep.
So yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we have said, Hey Mr. Rabbit teamed up with his protege Lionel Matrix, taking on CG Ghost and the PM Ghost, Spectre Sonata. Very nice, very spooky, and we start off with Mr. Rabbit going up against CG.
It's always a treat to see Rabbit in the ring, but I always fear for the life of all our recording equipment.
I mean, it's actually not that bad now. Especially when CG came in to do some co-commentating for a bit on Firing Line for like a good couple of weeks. We miss you, CG.
I do remember that, yeah.
I mean, Lord.
Howdy out there, CG, if you're listening.
Lord knows you and CG would definitely have a pun off that would probably kill me.
Puns, you say? Oh boy, I'm gonna... Don't pick up your phone tomorrow on the 1st is all I'll say.
Oh, please no. Listen, I have enough problems to deal with. No April Fools. No April Fools pranks. Anyway, going back into the match, Lionel Matrix gets tagged in and just is running wild on CG there. But kicking right out, not even at one. Yeah. I didn't mute my mic on that one. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen.
Man. You and that cold, it'll be alright.
I got meds. I'm taking them after the show's over because I can't take them now because they make me drowsy. Looks like Matrix is still just delivering that nasty, vicious offense. Matrix coming off of a, I believe, Matrix coming off of his loss in the last Get Off the Schneid match, getting pinned by Zephyr Tail, and just looking for something.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and Mr. Rabbit has always been a fan of Lionel Matrix as part of the Grand Equation. Just always touting for him, very proud to see that he's doing well.
Oh yeah, he has taken Matrix under his wing, and the sheer charisma from the both of them is outstanding. I mean, both in ring and out of ring, they were both just like people are drawn to both of these individuals, and that's not to say that Spectre Sonata doesn't like to draw people in. They are. Oh, what's this? PM, what are you doing? Oh, the springboard dropkick sending Rabbit to the outside. You madman. You madman.
That's gonna sting into next week.
Oh God. But yeah, like I mean, Spectre Sonata definitely like. I would argue. I mean, Madness does bring amazing promo work, but there is no group that delivers that makes the people get behind them better than Spectre Sonata. Also, they got like one of the coolest interactive songs ever because everyone can just scream Sonata at the end. It's very nice, very spooky. Looks like he was trying to go for the Hell Ride, but the PM Ghost gets right on out of it and just tosses Rabbit back towards the ropes.
You know, I worry sometimes for Rabbit. Do you think it hurts when people pull on his ears?
I would hope so. Like I would hope and believe that would hurt, and like, but like here's another question. Do you think he has human ears as well as rabbit ears, like that one cursed episode of Arthur where it was like Matt Damon?
Oh no, that's terrible.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know.
I'm bringing that cursed image back.
Well, I mean, here's like a counter to that question. His headphones, do they sit on top of the rabbit ears, or do the ear cuffs go to the sides of his head?
I have questions for Travis later.
Yeah, it's like the VR headset question that I had a couple of weeks ago. I'm just really interested in how like equipment works for the some of these gentlemen.
What's that? Yeah. Oh God, Rabbit's putting PM into the turnbuckle, but PM getting right back on into it. I swear, baby, PM called this open challenge, and the Grand Equation answered, but freaking PM's been on a house of fire as of late. Oh God, going in for a third time. The springboard drop kick. Ugh.
That'll smart ya. Ouch.
Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I just need a quick. I'll take care of that later on. But let's deal with this for now. But, ladies and gentlemen, oh, God. Okay, so we got PM Ghost taking on Rabbit on the outside. And just, looks like a guy trying to set him up against a barricade and then just tosses him. A lot of tag team matches have actually been going on to the outside as of late. It's kind of crazy, actually.
Well, things have been getting rather unruly, shall we say. It's always a little exciting. If you're not next to, the crowd, that is, because honestly, some of the members on the roster are very dangerous, and I do not want them going out into the crowd.
Speaking of dangerous, we got the Hell Ride applied onto the Punk Master Ghost, and he taps. Ladies and gentlemen, your winners, the Grand Equation, Hey Mr. Rabbit, and Lionel Matrix. This match was like mostly Rabbit and PM, but they freaking brought everything that they had.
Absolutely, but that is honestly to the benefit of Matrix. and Rabbit, of course. It helps them both get some ring rust off, and helps Matrix still get a better idea of what's going on. He has a lot that he can, a large font of wisdom that he can draw from in the form of Rabbit, who has been with the company for a very long time and as a former GM, is aware of like how some things tend to go, as well as he has seen some of the most grueling competitors, the most fierce moves, submissions,
Yeah.
everything that you could possibly think of, especially in this last year.
I mean, met and also signed some of the most grueling competitors, let's be honest.
Oh yeah, if there's anyone who could tell you who to watch out for, it is probably Rabbit.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, he took his job and he took his job seriously, and we hope that the question mark of the question of when will Rabbit get his former position back gets answered soon, because I mean, frankly speaking, I miss him at the helm. It was nice, a bit chaotic at times, but you know what, it was kind of fun. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go right back down to the ring to hear from the other half of the Time Bandits. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we hear from the Sandman.
Okay, Madness, I see you. Comes out here, he says, oh, I would have done the exact same thing, but I thought better of you. I told you we were sick of waiting in line, and you showed your true colors. Throwing Thunderbolts on the outside while the referee's working on the turnbuckle. Real cute, Madness. I see you. But I'm actually not even out here for you because Thunderbolt and I will deal with you next week when I kick the crap out of your little tag partner. No, right now I would like to take this opportunity to address Warzone, to address the Murder Cave. You know, the guys who have never had to pay for what they did here on Flashbang. Dr. Grimm, Grizzly Adams. I know Ramoon doesn't run with them anymore, but I've never liked your jester-looking ass. You boys are out of time because for 3 years, everyone on this show has wanted to beat your ass. And tomorrow night on Future Shock, House Caliban is going to show the world that you're just a bunch of overhyped, overgrown old men that don't have what it takes, which is why you resort to all this BS in the first place. You got Grizzly Adams, who's probably still whining about the title that he lost to R. Sawyer 4 years ago. You've got Dr. Grimm, who was thwarted by Zocco Duo in his grand plan and has fallen into irrelevancy. And then you got the guy that built Zocco, the worst father of all time, Chaz Lee. You boys don't scare House Caliban because you have whined and manipulated your way to the top. And now, Grimm wants to get in Caliban's business. So House Caliban is going to show why Flashbang is the dominant show. Every time Warzone steps in the ring with us, we beat y'all asses. 30-man trios match, beat your ass. Crossover brand, beat your ass. Even a former Flashbang guy won the C101. Y'all suck, and you're out of time.
You know, I didn't know what to expect, and with how fired up Sandman has been, I didn't really expect that. Oh boy, he's firing on all cylinders, not only addressing the madness, but also his opponents at the Murder Cave, like when he Thunderbolts as well as the Creation take on Chazley, Dr. Grimm, and Arkoff. Murder Cave versus the House of Caliban.
The stakes have never been higher for House Caliban with the stakes of that match. This is not only payback for absolute years. You can see it in Sandman's face. You can hear it in his voice. He has been holding all of this back, and he is going to unleash it on this trios tag match that we will be seeing and examining later on in the evening. That said, he's not wrong. The Murder Cave and its members have done absolutely terrible things that have for a long time affected the integrity of the company and its wrestlers, and the ramifications of which have, to some people's eyes, have gone unaddressed. And there's no better time than this upcoming match than we will later see. Because getting a hold of the Murder Cave is a whole nother story, because it's usually that they go after you. Thunderbolt, the Creation, and Sandman have been putting in a lot of work. It seemed separate at first, but it's very clear in their eyes. They probably knew about Dr. Caliban's challenge and issuing out into Grimm. They have known that this has been coming for a very long time. And now is their time. And it's going to be a hell of a match that we're going to see.
Oh, God, yeah, I can't. I was watching in the back, and it was hellacious, to say the least. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have to progress into our next bit of business here. We have the Grim Reaper booked for a singles competition. Here he comes down to the ring, just strutting his stuff, just pure, like his pure biker regalia, just on full blast. Speaking about being on blast, he's about to get blasted in the back by a steel chair. And whizzing right past Citra King, whizzing right past Grim Reaper to cut him off into the ring and just blah. Ooh, taking out the ref first. We will hear from the Citra King later on. In
the orange has been very, very unruly as of late. It's a little scary.
I mean, he's the only guy who I can take seriously when they say, I'm going to beat you to a pulp.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I overheard ringside when I saw this go on. I shot you a text, actually. I think you saw it. I was joking that someone in the match was going to get attacked by a steel chair, and then lo and behold, the Orange himself shows up. Grim taking out a lot of frustrations over here. He apparently has been blaming Citric for a lot of the chaos that has been happening backstage as of late.
Yeah, but until then, we are actually going to go right into words from the Citra King.
My name is the Citra King, and I am here to lay down the law. Well, actually, I'm not really here to lay down the law. I'm more like showing that the law doesn't really apply when you're a future franchise player on Flashbang like I am. Oh, wait a second. I'm on Warzone. I would never be on this crappy show. For reasons like that. You have a Grim Reaper running around, coming out looking like a biker dude? Like, what is with this show? This is exactly why the Interdimensional Championship should have never come to this trash heap. I mean, Sandman out here saying he's on the better show? Really? What came first, Sandman? Let me let you all in on a little secret. The Interdimensional Championship was the first singles title that I ever held, and I never got a rematch for it. And then, in a fatal four-way match in which anyone can be pinned, I didn't have to be pinned to lose my opportunity at the Interdimensional Championship. That is not what I call fairness. So what I've decided to do...
Oh my God!
Oh, here he comes.
Again!
Mr. Citra King, I don't know if you misunderstand how #1 contendership matches work, but I don't care if it's a fatal 4-way, 5-way, 6-way, or 8-way. Hell, I'll put you in a showcase match. You either win or you wait in line. This is not how we do things on Flashbang. You must not be familiar. Oh, no, Mr. Lawson. You must not be familiar. Hago lo que quiero. I do what I want, good sir. So if I want to come out here and hit your referee in the face, I'm going to do it. If I want to lay chair shots into one of your wannabe wrestlers, I'm going to do it. You don't get to tell me jack. Oh, is that so? You believe you can storm onto this show after the opportunities it has provided you and disrespect me and in conjunction disrespect the brass, which might I remind you, run everything around here, not just Flashbang, and think you can get away with it? Mr. Citric King, you are sorely mistaken. Pendejo, I don't care what you do. You can come out here and run your mouth, but at the end of the day, you and I both know you don't have the muscle to back it up. If you had the muscle to back it up, maybe your daddy would still be here, but he's not, because he got gored by a pissed-off Lucius Constantine. I will remind you to keep my father's name out of your mouth, you disrespectful little rotten orange. It is because I am in this suit that I don't try to take your head off where you stand for that comment, but I think I have a better idea in mind if you want to run your mouth. Oh, I'm so scared. What is it that everybody says? Cero miedo. That's how I run my life. Zero fear, especially if somebody like you. Do your worst. Mr. Lawson, what's it going to be, a handicap match? Do I have to beat up one of the Bull brothers? Don't worry, I'll wait. I got plenty of time. No, Citric, since you seem to be at the heart of all of this controversy, and since I now need to figure out what happens with the #1 contendership for the Interdimensional Championship, I need to deal with you. So here tonight, you will go one-on-one with your old tag team partner, Helix. Oh, a Death Juice reunion. That's the best you can do? Me versus Helix? Look, man, me and Helix go back a long way, and I'll save you some trouble. You want to know who beat up Brawl Kaiser and Hutch? It was me! And I will continue to devastate your entire roster until you give me Brawl Kaiser. I already know it was you, Citric King. You're not telling me anything I don't already know, which is why I was out here in the first place. But now that we've aired the dirty laundry, I hope that Helix reminds you that on Flashbang, actions have consequences. Ask the Outlaws what happens when you cross the brass. You're lucky you're still employed here, Orange. Remember who runs this show. It's not you.
Oh boy, so Citric King revealing that he was the one who attacked Brawl Kaiser and Hutch Kale. By the way, called it. We had a bit of a side debate with me and Robbie Slick. Robbie, I know you're listening too. You owe me $5. Anyway, so yeah. So, and then later on in the night in the main events, we're going to get a bit of a Death Juice reunion. Citric King versus Helix Sucks.
Oh boy. Yeah, when he came out with that chair very suddenly up against Grim Reaper, it kind of just clicked in my head. I realized, yeah, no, he was probably the one who took out both Hutch and Brawl Kaiser. I do hope both gentlemen are okay. I haven't heard anything from that end, but I think Citric's going to be busy for a while. I have not seen Lawson get that into it in a while, and that's a very bad thing for Citric, because, well, he is probably one of the most dangerous men on the Flashbang roster. You don't hit the dad button. As has been pointed out to me on Twitter, why do people keep hitting the parent/child buttons? No, I agree. That was very uncalled for on the part of Citric. That's just no.
See, what originally kind of threw me off about when the Citric King came back was when he started talking to when he started talking to the people. He started like talking on the mic. He wasn't speaking Spanish at first, because Citric King likes to blend in English and Spanish into like his mic work, and frankly, he wasn't doing that originally, and then now he was doing it against Lawson. So yeah, I guess my long-winded try is like I originally was thrown off, and then he started. And then he just pretty much tells everybody, and then, you know, apologies for the coughing in the background, guys. It's apparently I gave Phyllis something too. Uh-oh. I'll be done with that later.
No, it makes sense given Citrix's history, because after losing the interdimensional title, in the it was, I believe it was a triple threat match actually.
At Multiverse,
Although I'm
yes.
not sure. Yeah, at Multivania, and he's just been a very, very bitter fruit ever since then. It makes complete sense that, first of all, he would go after the champion. He would harass Brawl Kaiser in the ring and nearly give him a panic attack. If you're it's a non-zero possibility that the shapeshifter might still be running around as Citric, and maybe Citric just does not care, or he just doesn't know, because people have referenced it, like treating him like, you're not real. But I don't know if anyone's gone out and said it straight to his face that, hey, might be someone running around with your face on, or your fruit on. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere near the Citric King with that kind of with any of that kind of sense. Mostly because, one, he can tie me up like a damn pretzel. Two, he can break my arms. Three, no thank you.
Yeah, and it has not helped that he has blatantly stated he will go after anyone and anything. So yeah, I'm gonna move on from that.
Yeah, so moving on, we have a nice little trios match for you, ladies and gentlemen. We got the Cyberbots, Cyber Controller, Talos Sid, and Cool J Kyo, going up against Fabulous, Fuck Him Wang, Joseph Kalman, and Sugarfoot Irons. So we got the...
Oh my god, it has been a hot minute since we've seen some of these gentlemen. Ever since his debut, Talos, people have been asking, where is he? When is he going to show up again? Just kind of like a looming threat in the background, which I love to see very early on in a career.
Yeah, despite his 2 losses in trios matches, he still has never been pinned in singles competition. He is one of 2 undefeated wrestlers in Flashbang today. And it looks like Talos is going up against Sugarfoot Irons. We got Cool J Kyo going up against fucking Wang. And then Kalman looks like he's going up against Cyber Controller there. Although I do pose a question. What do you do when you are a robot hitting the hardest man and hardest wrestler in the Nexus?
I probably hope you don't blow a gasket or a bolt gets knocked out of place. Because some of these gentlemen do seem like a little, you could say, smaller in comparison, but they are not to be taken lightly whatsoever. Especially with fucking Wang, who's a very, very skilled individual.
Oh, Wang has a lot of skills. I mean, also I don't think they don't mind. I don't see what words I'm trying to say here. I don't think Wang minds any kind of size. They will fight anybody. Oh god, just beating the head of Wang, just consecutive slaps, and then oh god, going for a headbutt. And yeah, here we see Kalman and Cyber Controller still going at it in the background. Ooh, Iron Foot onto DJ Kyo, going in for that cover. 1. Oh, and Talos breaks it up at 1. Here we see at least a little bit of changing of partners with Cyber Controller just tossing Sugarfoot. Swear to God, next week this cough is going to be gone. I swear by it. Because this is getting annoying. Back into the match. Ooh, God, the big boot right onto Wang there in the corner. Kyo trying to get that cover, but Sugarfoot Iron breaks it up in the nick of time. Ooh. Oh, God! To break up the pin, he goes in for an elbow. Calvin goes for an elbow drop onto Cool J Kyo. I keep wanting to say DJ Kyo, but that's technically a buddy of mine's radio name back in college. I've always got those two confused. And, oh man, freaking Kalman, the absolute mad lad. I mean, he was the one who turned a freaking avalanche power bomb into a Faymancer and just pinning Burden right then and there. So he will do just about anything to get that win. And then here we have the battling boxer going up against fucking Wang. And Talos Sid just choking the life out of Sugarfoot Irons there in the ring. So yeah, Faye, who do you have in this match?
Oh, it's a bit of a hard call for me. Because I have, well, I do have a soft spot for the Cyberbots. I love the work that the gentlemen with Wang have been putting in the work. These are very tough competitors that they're up against. And they are holding exceptionally well, especially with Talos, who is nearly twice the size of some of their opponents.
Oh, and here we have Calvin just working the R of Cyber Controller there. And we got Fabulous in the ring standing strong. Calvin going in for that cover. Kicking right at it too. And, oh, yep, we got Kyo and Talos coming right back in. Oh, God, big slam from Talos Sid. Oh. Oh, no. We got a... Oh! Looks like Kyo is blocking the the pin attempt. The Cyberbots could have had that one, but Kyo delayed the, oh, and over the Wangbo! Jeez, a lot was happening there. Okay. Oh, God, we had a submission denial as well as a freaking... Just Sugarfoot Iron just breaking up at the last moment.
Yeah, Legs had his work cut out for him, just trying to be able to spot everything. These gentlemen are not making it easy on him.
And what doesn't make it easy is Australian kisses from onto the cyber controller from fucking Wang, getting the tap out, and your winners, fucking Wang, Joseph Kalman, and Sugarfoot Irons. Fabulous. Oh God, freaking Sugarfoot is busted and bleeding. Oh God, that was I mean, personally speaking, I thought that was a fantastic trios match.
Oh no, absolutely. Although the blood on Sugarfoot is just a sign of the fact that the Cyberbots are a very vicious faction that you cannot be taking lightly in the current scene. They are building themselves up very, very well.
Oh yeah, especially with like the cold, calculating nature of Cyber Controller at the helm. Yeah, They're gonna take this loss, especially with Kyo's loss at the Get Off the Schneid match. They're gonna take this and just make themselves better for it. Honestly speaking, if anybody could evolve from this, it would be the Cyberbots. But ladies and gentlemen, we were told earlier on in the night that we were gonna have this match. We got the Slam-phibian of AAA. Going up against hold up. We got the Slam-phibian going up against Michael Macabre. Ah, that's why. Anyway, yeah, we got Michael, and just Froggy's mom has got it going on, just strutting on down to the ring. And I'm not gonna lie, it's been a hot minute since we've actually seen Slam. Is it such a showcase match?
I believe so. Like you have said, it has been a while.
And the spiritual lights in the crowd beckon the calling of the Soul Reaver himself, Michael Macabre, lantern in hand, full boned form. He's bringing the big guns to this one.
Yeah, not so humorous. There was a tweet, or a promo that had been released prior to this match of Doom specifically saying that they would squash Froggy's mom. And I hate to say it, but I do believe it. Just looking at the sheer power, Doom is not messing around right now.
No, and also, I mean, it's especially like with this form in itself. I mean, Michael Macabre brought out pretty much his, or like what he was given. I don't know. The don't fuck with us forms. I'm just gonna say that. And just, oh god, this does not bode well for a Slam whatsoever.
It doesn't bode well for anybody. I wouldn't want to see anyone go up against that.
Oh, quick drop kick right out the gate. Slam keeping the offense up. Very smart move. And looks like she's going up to the top. Looks like she's going for that frog splash. Nope. Oh, moonsault from the top rope. Oh god, that suplex though. He's gassed already from just from Slam's offense. Oh god, wait. This is way too soon. This is way too soon. Calling for it. Soul Reaver. Going in for that cover. 1, 2, 3. 1 suplex. 1 Soul Reaver or Razor's Edge. And Michael Macabre is your winner. Do you think he's gonna calm down now? Because I hope he does.
I don't think so. Although that might have put a slight dent in the rage.
Despite how quick it was, Faye, what'd you think of the match?
Oh boy. Small part of me cannot wait to see more coming out of Macabre because despite people's opinions of him, he's a very strong competitor, and especially in this form, he is pulling out his absolute best, just digging down deep and proving that he is a force to be reckoned with, as is the rest of his faction in Doom. Although my immediate thought, it just hopes that Slamphibian is okay, because I thought I heard a bone snap there. It wasn't Macabre's.
No, that is some dense bone that Macabre has, and it's like you said. I hope Slam's doing well, because that looked like it was with feeling. Anyway, as we ponder that, ladies and gentlemen, we got another match coming up to you next. We got the Chocolate Zombie Graven going up against the Faye Queen, Lady Kathgina. Oh god, coming out strong with a super kick into a straight jacket suplex.
It's been quite a while since we've seen Miss Kathgina in the ring, and it goes to show that she's been making sure to take care of herself and just make sure that she was completely ready for this match. She looked a little passionate, shall we say? Possibly some things to work out with Graven later on.
Well, these two actually do have a little bit of history. So, oh god, I'm gonna have to go back further with this. So, 2 years ago, yeah, it was about 2 years ago. Tiki the Troll of the Troll Train got poisoned from Earl King West, and this led to a bunch of stuff happening that I can get into more detail later. And about last year, during the last breakdown, actually, like during last year's breakdown, around the same time, Graven exchanged his own life force. That he made a bargain with Kathjina to exchange his own life force to heal Tiki, essentially giving Tiki his regeneration back, kicking the poison. And since then, Kathjina was pulling the strings of Graven, and although it was very short, very short-lived, Graven still has a lot of unfinished business with the Faye Queen, especially when the Faye Queen's still currently trying to hunt down Jagger Blackthorn for killing a couple of her cousins. Albeit mercy killings.
Oh yeah, especially with lead up to a potential to the potential breakdown. I'm very certain with it being like a Fae, it sort of nostalgia is a very powerful thing, especially the bad memories, you could say. So I'm very much certain that she's been thinking back to those times, some very dark times for her, as much as perhaps Graven has been, as far as this match is concerned. So there's something to be said to not want to cross a Fae when they have one of their. I won't call it a Fae mood, but I'm sure you can take my meaning.
No, I get you. I mean, if there's anything I have learned in MNW, is that the Fae never forget. They hold their bargains till the time that they deem it that it's over. as well as they never forget who wronged them, ever. They keep that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, they keep that and they hold it to them for the rest of that other person's life. Oh god, that drop kick smashing that table.
Oh yeah.
And I guess good news, not so good news. That's not a Lowe's table. It's not disappearing immediately. It's still kind of hanging out.
Yeah. I was worried about that. I was keeping an eye on the screen when I saw this match come up. I was worried it was gonna grow extra legs and walk off, but that didn't happen, thankfully.
Were you worried about another mimic table situation to where like it would just move out of nowhere?
Yes, literally the teleporting around the ring. It's a little absurd, I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, you should have seen Chaz teleport around the ring last year. That was nuts.
I saw that. He slid across the ropes into the corner. I don't know what to think of that.
Well, what do you think about a nice grave digger? Straight onto the Fae Queen, and Graven, you should have capitalized. Rookie mistake, my man. He's looking for plunder.
Oh, going for a weapon, that's gonna take you a while, my guy. A ladder? I don't know about that.
And I think that's the one mistake that Graven made when it came to this match. Oh, Winter's kiss. Looks like she's going up towards the top rope. Aiming down her sights. Oh no. Oh, what she do? Oh, got a pile driver as well. Yep, back up to the top rope. Aiming down on the chocolate zombie. Ooh, Winter's kiss from the top rope. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Kath, Gina. And it's like I said, if Graven would have covered Kath Gina after he hit that Gravedigger, he probably would have had this match won, but no. He didn't capitalize. And Kath Gina took full advantage of that. That's
Absolutely. Especially with wings on her back like that. That should just kind of be a sign to not let her get up to the top rope and not let her get momentum in general. Because she might not be a bigger guy in the spirit of, like, as we just saw Macabre or some other Titans that we see on the Flashbang side of things, like such as the Minotaur brothers. Impact is as much momentum as it is mass, and if you can get enough momentum, a very agile individual will take you down, as we've just seen.
yeah, especially with that freaking like Winter's Kiss DDT from the top rope, just dropping Graven right on his head. I mean, you can't get more impact than dropping a guy on his head with that kind of freaking torque. Oh god. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we got... Okay, so the match coming up next technically had to get restarted. And so it's AAA versus Doom. We had a count-out victory for AAA, but in order to prevent more controversy, Lawson came down to the ring to restart the match just so Doom would not get more and more upset. And apparently he accused Xerxes of drawing the count out just a little bit, just so they had an excuse to be upset. So we are gonna go right ahead and get right on into the restarted portion. We have El Pollo de la Muerte teaming up with Demolition Fox. And then their opponents, Magic holding Michael Macabre's lantern, and Xerxes in the background there. Speaking to it as he usually does. And we get right back into the restart of the match. That was a tornado tag match. So Faye, who'd you have?
It's very interesting seeing Doom get their shot again up against AAA. Although I do hope AAA does prove once again that they can come out on top. As the restart victories and the disqualifications are getting it's getting a little out of hand. I'm not gonna lie. Because there's one thing with legitimately calling a match and saying, hey, your ref was blind. He didn't notice the rope. And then there's just multiple times it just doesn't look good. It just kind of looks like you're looking for an excuse almost to go up against them. Although admittedly, Doom has been looking for a very strong offenses up against their triple tag team championships. They want a very genuinely strong competitor to try to challenge them. Give them something to do, something to look forward to, something to possibly let them unleash everything that they have.
Oh, most definitely. I'm just gonna call it here. I think this is gonna be happening at Breakdown. Ooh, nice code red there from Demolition Fox, and we got Pollo there with the roll up. Count of one, but Xerxes kicks right out. But yeah, I'm calling it here. Doom's gonna going to bring out their alternate forms going up against AAA whenever they have to defend those belts. And at that point, AAA is going to have to deal with with probably the toughest challenge that they've had to deal with. And I'm talking because Pollo's gone up against Nero Napier before, and he freaking got Nero to a standstill.
That is true. El Pollo is not an individual to look aside, nor is Demolition Fox or the other members of AAA, in all frankness, because they are putting in a lot of work. So just as much as Doom defending their tag team contention, AAA has been putting in a lot of work, as we've seen with the past several weeks. They have been building themselves up, just in preparation, it seems, to continue to go up against Doom. Because they, more so than most of the teams at the moment, stand the best chance of taking those belts from them.
Yeah, it's because like if not AAA, then who on Flashbang could? I have like a few ideas.
Absolutely.
But I got a couple ideas, but kind of not a lot of people that have the same kind of unity that AAA has actually.
That's true. And especially with how heated things have been between both Doom and AAA, they also have a lot of personal stake in this because, in all frankness, looking aside from the belts, Doom is probably just going to keep going for them until they either get bored or they put them all in the hospital, I think. It's starting to get to the point where if they start bringing out their forms and it's not in a finalizing match to settle it, it's probably just going to result in a lot of violence and a lot of broken bodies, shall we say.
Rear choked. We got the chicken wing applied onto Magic. Magic gets right out of it. Ugh. I will beat you, illness. Anyway. So, but yeah, it's like I could not agree more with everything that you just said. I mean, because like the only other people I can think of is, I mean, honestly, Spectre Sonata. I think that, I mean, personally speaking, I think they should get another chance, and that's not really my bias or anything. It's just mostly because like if AAA doesn't win it, I mean, I would definitely put in Spectre Sonata in that put their name in the hat, so to speak. Another name that comes to mind is Fabulous.
Absolutely, as we just saw, very strong competitors. It will be interesting to see the Cyberbots, how they might. I have a feeling they might throw their hats back into it, or their bolts, their helmets, probably their helmets. They'll probably throw their helmets and all their code back into it once they probably make some adjustments.
I don't know why, but I'm just imagining, like, in their locker room, they have, like, you know, spare parts. So you think that they'd have, like, a spare, like, head laying about for, like, Talos? And they're just, like, throwing a bunch of, like, paper notes into it. Ooh. Tornado DDT onto Magic, and Xerxes breaks it up immediately. God, Poya was freaking on fire tonight.
Well, he is El Pollo del Muerte. They don't call him that for no reason.
Oh, God, right? I mean... And here we got Demolish Fox on the outside, but it looks like Xerxes is a little too far away. For what he was planning on doing. Ooh. SOS onto Xerxes, going for that cover. Magic breaks it up by delivering a flipping senton. Oh, and a nice little head scissors there. From Demo onto Magic. In that crawling pin onto Magic. Magic kicks out at 1. Oh my god, they could have snuck a win right there. And it looks like... Oh, it looks like Demo win for the Fox Cutter. As Xerxes delivered a low blow. And now breaking up the... Oh! Demo! Trading low blow for a low blow.
Yeah, that's some karma.
Ref's down, so technically it wasn't illegal. I guess. And just wrenching back at the head of Xerxes. Looks like Demo's trying to go for something big. Telling the Pumpkin King to get up. But unfortunately, it's just too far away. Oh, flying chicken DDT. I swear, Liggs' immortality is not kicking in as much as well as it should have. Oh no, there he goes. He heard me talking shit. And cover, and then your winners, El Pollo de la Muerte, and the Demolition Fox, AAA. About as clear cut as you can get.
No, absolutely terribly grueling match for both sides. As you were saying earlier, I have a feeling that Doom is, if not in a title defense, I have a feeling they might bring out the rest of their forms specifically for AAA, especially after that low blow, which admittedly, that's what you get for doing a low blow and not expecting the other side to do it when the ref isn't looking.
Yeah.
It just kind of comes with the territory.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we've had enough. It is time for the main event. And this is a big one. We got the Death Juice reunion, the Citra King, going up against his old tag team partner, Death himself, Helix Sucks. Faye, have you actually seen Death Juice in action?
I have not. It was on my to-do list for, just getting right into it. Helix 6, not wasting any time, sparing no mercy for Citric. I've done a little bit of research and I've looked into it, although I haven't watched some of their best matches, just so to say. I've just been looking at the overall careers and, where I think that each wrestler is going, at least on the Flashbang side of things.
Yeah, these two are a very formidable tag team, and I mean, you got Helix. Apologies. Oh. I swear to God. Anyway, so you got Helix Sucks, who is a former World Heavyweight Champion. You got the Citra King, who was, oh God, what was it? 7, 8-time tag team champion. I swear to God, I thought Pestilence Demon wasn't employed by MNW anymore. He's apparently in the back of my throat.
Oh God. I hope that clears out for you. Oh, Citric just looks like he's just choking and stomping on Helix Sucks.
Just chopping at the bit on Death himself. I think I'm okay. All right. Back into
No more ominous coughing while we're reviewing a match with Death himself in the ring, please.
I feel like I'm dying on the inside. It's fine. Anyway, looks like he was trying to go in for the juicer, but Death Helix, knowing Citra King very well, got out of it almost immediately, and here we see Citra King just kind of taking the piss out of it.
I wouldn't do that when you're in the ring with Helix Sucks, personally, because if there's anyone who knows you, it's that man, Citric.
I mean, the only other person I can say that probably knows Citra King that well is Sir Malarvik, and Sir Malarvik, I think, just got released from the hospital.
Interesting. What was the story behind that? What happened to him?
He got jumped by the murder cave. Him and Citric both. They got attacked so bad that they had to go to the hospital for a few weeks. And ironically enough, a week after the Citra King got admitted into the hospital, he started showing up on Flashbang again. Kind of calling for kind of calling for this being a imposter Citric.
Interesting. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see the other gentleman get out of the hospital, because if there's anyone that could probably weigh in on whether or not this is Citric, it would probably be him. Although, I'm pretty confident that there's at least the genuine Citric running around. I don't know if there is also the imposter Citric running around, or if the shapeshifter is, switched, MOs for the moment. We're not so sure. They keep dodging APS.
Dodging, not really caring. I could believe either one, really. You know what? I'm taking those Mets now.
Alright. Oh, and Citric kicking out from underneath Helix Sucks, as we see over here. Just, ouch, just bringing him back onto the mat. You can see Citric is getting a little winded at this point. Helix is a very resilient competitor. He's going to... If Citric can't get a pull over a pin on him, he's going to just possibly just pass out from exhaustion, just dealing with Helix X and the raw strength we got over here.
I mean, raw strength, as well as he keeps getting out. Helix keeps getting out of Citric King's best moves. Countered the Sunny DDT, countered the Juicer on 2 occasions, and he just came back with a... And Helix would just come back with a vengeance.
Absolutely. We can see Citric is putting up a defensive, but it might not be enough, because Helix X keeps just breaking out of his best holds, his best moves, as you were saying. And here we go again. Another just drop onto the mat, coming for the pin again.
Death's Door 1, 2, 3. Your winner is Helix Sucks. Hopefully this means that APS can get some form of reading on this Citric if this is indeed the real one.
Just look at him rolling out of the ring on the side to avoid Helix.
Yeah, I mean, freaking Helix and Citric King used to, like, revere each other as each other's brother. Like, that's how close that bond goes, and you gotta think that he has, like, Helix has to be absolutely, like, upset as an understatement. He is pissed. That man is pissed about this whole situation.
Absolutely. Although if that is not the Citric, I don't want to get a word with Helix X, but if anyone would be able to probably spot it, it might also be the Death himself.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have one more thing left to show you. Well, on the Flashbang side of things, and that is the Flashbang moment of the week.
Oh, you just hit the flying chicken through that middle turnbuckle! And into the steel steps!
Oh, damn. Oh! You're gonna say look too hot. Oh, here we go.
Kicks. The slaps.
This punch.
And into the steps again!
Again with that! Jeez!
And El Pollo with the kicks. And trying to leave Zerikis out there. And El Pollo wins via countout! I mean, it's a legal tactic!
It is!
Here are your winners! Triple!
Oh, don't tell me.
It's Lawson!
Mother!
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I said earlier tonight that I would make sure that there were no more shenanigans. And quite frankly, Zerikis, I'm not buying it. This is another opportunity for this to be used as an excuse, and as my executive power allows, I am restarting this match!
You can't.
A match restarted! Here we go! Everybody's legal!
Ooh! And they're just whipping the crap out of each other.
AAA and Doom's tag match getting reset into a tornado tag match is your moment of the week for Flashbang. And if you would like to see that and more and see it live, please tune in to twitch.tv/Edward Bosco tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for Friday Night Flashbang. So, we don't have a call out. That is Flashbang wrapped up in a nice little bow. We don't have a call out this week because our reporter Travis A. Carey is in Dallas for the weekend for the stupendous event that is WrestleMania. So he's taking a much deserved week off.
Absolutely, especially after a rather a very tense previous week with the interview that he released on behalf of interviewing Wilson, which is, I mean, he's doing very well for himself. Enjoy the little trip out.
Yeah,
Travis.
Yeah, Travis, enjoy Dallas with everything that it has to offer. But we are going to run an ad that we were given just a couple of days ago. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back after these messages.
You know, there's nothing quite like an iced coffee to get your day going. And as a troll, MNW's Tiki the Troll, in fact, nothing else quite gets the regenerative juices flowing quite like Mr. Brown. It's what I rely on to get through the day, to keep my body in tip-top shape, and to always be feeling my best. Except for that one time. But anyway, my favorite, macadamia nut flavor. No matter what the flavor, however, you can always count on Mr. Brown iced coffee to be 99.99% Faye poison free. It was 100% before, that one time. But that's really the exception that proves the rule. It can nonetheless be counted on, though, to make you feel great as you take it to the wealthy, ruling elite and pull them from their castles with your sharpest pitchforks. Best of all, they come in convenient, easy-to-open cans. No guillotines needed. Those you can save for what they really are needed for, like, for a random example, the Faye Monarchy. No specific reason I bring them up. Just be sure to use iron. Yep. What was I talking about again?
Mr. Brown iced coffee. Coffee.
Ah, right. Thank you, Mr. Director. In fact, you sound a little tired, but no worries. I have just what you need right here, with the smooth, artificially flavored taste of Mr. Brown iced coffee.
I think I hate you.
Mr. Brown iced coffee. Wake up. Take up arms against the mastiff. He edited the teleprompter. Mr. Brown iced coffee. Regenerating your energy by the sip.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this our transition into Warzone was brought to you by Mr. Brown Iced Coffee. And I've seen the cans. They are adorable. They are adorably small. I sent Faye a can. Not a can. I sent Faye a picture of the can. Faye, what did you think?
I think that, honestly, is just enough coffee for me. I'm not a big person. I don't need a whole lot of coffee drinking. I couldn't finish, a very large cup. So, I might give that one a try. Although, admittedly, Sasquatch roast has also been very popular. At least, especially on the Warzone side of things.
If it wasn't for my doctor pretty much telling me the next time you have the next time you drink anything caffeine related, your heart is going to explode out of your chest because of the what happened 2 years ago. Yeah, I can't drink coffee anymore. If it wasn't for that, I'd have some.
Ah, that's all right. I mean, there's alternatives and other ways to keep you going.
Yeah, very true. I got this herbal tea that's been helping me out. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go right into Warzone with the Future Shock pay-per-view. The last pay-per-view for Warzone before Multivania. So, before going into it, Faye, what was the match that you were most looking forward to?
I mean, you've seen my notes as of late. The matches I've been most personally stoked for have been the Big Oof Championship for McCheese going up against the Storyteller. Other than the main match, probably just the resolution between I would say Kay and Lady Boots. I've been very excited to see some of the newer faces tackle on some of these long-standing belt holders, or at least in the Storyteller's case. Not too long-standing, but there's been a very good story leading up to it.
Well, looking at the card right here, I think the only newer faces, quote-unquote, are Kelly and Uzra. They were going up in the first match. I mean, technically Wilson and Maximilian Thighs, but they've been here for 2 years now. Everybody else has been a veteran of MNW for the last 2 or 3 years. I mean, or longer when you add in, just pick a member of the Murder Cave, Lady Boots, Zako Duo. I mean, as well as the Storytellers, and apparently Phyllis is asleep behind me. I bored her. Anyway,
two or 3 years as a competitor doesn't seem like a very long time as far as staying in the company. That's quite arduous, but a belt being held for nearly a year, that gets a lot of attention. It sort of kind of causes us sometimes to gloss over some of the careers, but a lot of these people have been looking for these title shots or just the resolutions to their matches. And it is going to be an exciting collection that we have to review for you tonight. Did you catch the pay-per-view opening that was thrown together for Future Shock?
I did, and I don't have it available. Unfortunately, I should have thought about that. I do apologize.
Well, for those of you who didn't see it, I believe I don't have the link on me. I believe it is up on the. It will be up on the YouTube channel once Future Shock, the pay-per-view's up there, and it also currently available on rewatch on twitch.tv/Dr. Caliban if you wanted to have a look at that VOD. It is a very excellently edited pay-per-view. And the song, all I can say for that is the song that was used for the opening was named Future Shock. So a very excellent selection on the part of the editor. Go throw Russo some love, speaking of.
Oh yeah, go show him some love. I mean, that song was a banger, but we have riffed long enough. Let's go right into our first match. Is Kelly versus Uzra. And here we have coming in first is Kelly of the Omega Pub, or Omega Club, and Uzra representing the Burning Lounge. God, this was a heated rivalry. I'm not gonna lie, I'm glad. This as the opener, fantastic choice, because I don't think that this could have lasted any longer. They could have waited any longer to get that to get this shot.
Oh, absolutely, I agree. The past few weeks have been quite heated between both ladies, and it's not even so much a faction side brawl and competition, but more so of that each woman wants to prove that they are better than each other. As we can see right off with Kelly just rather bravely, I would say, just trying to get a full hold around Uzra, but she is not playing around, just kick to the jaw, breaking out of her holds, just being a titanic force to be reckoned with in the ring, boots to the back of the head. As you can see, she's not playing around.
See, and both bring very unique styles into this contest. Uzra brings the power game, whereas like Kelly brings the swiftness and the precise strikes. So it's pretty much like it's the classic power versus speed competition. Well, looks like
Power versus finesse is the say, but you can hit as many times as you want. All you need to do is hit once, as some other people would say.
very true. And oh god, looks like she was trying to go for a bit of a rear view, but gets caught on the turnbuckle. Man, that's gonna bust your hip.
So, did you have a favorite coming into this match, or have you just been excited to see both of them?
Kelly. Definitely Kelly going into this match. I mean, the boss of the showcase. Like she had about as much fire as I think she was like the most spirited going into this match. I mean, Uzra does put on fantastic performances, but honestly speaking, I was kind of pulling for Kelly.
I'll say personally, I had a little bit of rooting for Uzra because there aren't as many. It's nice to see that not just the petite women can get their way in the ring, shall we say. And Uzra is definitely not one to fall into any kind of expectations or stereotypes. She just wants to prove that she's the best from what I've been studying of her in the past couple weeks. She just wants to prove herself in all of her might, which is a very respectable thing for any competitor.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, like I didn't want like I'm never going to watching Uzra should be enough definition of why you should keep your eye out for her as a competitor. Oh god, especially when she just drops you on your freaking rib cage right against her knee like that. The hunt, like we had a lot of people claiming themselves to be the hunter in MNW, but you could definitely tell she's probably broken a caribou or two against her knee. And then here we have Kelly just retching at the neck of Uzra there, trying to slow the pace of the match down.
Oh yeah, she's got her work cut out for her, though. Uzra is just a force to be reckoned with, and Kelly being more of a finesse related individual as far as her tactics and her style goes in the ring, she has a lot. She's got her work cut out for her, to say the least. She might tire out compared to Uzra first, unless she can get in some very good hits. Oh, and Uzra coming out to the outside, all the way up into the top rope on the corner. What's she doing?
Big frog splash onto the boss of the showcase. I think I found the trigger for the cough. It's. I gotta be a little lower on the voice. Going in for that cover, but kicks out at 2.
She looks a little surprised. Yeah, Kelly surprisingly got up after that frog splash. You got some unexpected resiliency in Kelly.
I mean, you're not called the boss of the showcase without reason. Like, she has last on 3 or 4 separate occasions. Oh god, I completely forgot what the name of that move is, but that rolling suplex, going in for that cover, and ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Uzra. And just reveling in this victory, getting one over on her most heated rival yet.
Absolutely. She looks exceptionally happy with that victory. Good for her. And good show, both of you ladies. That was excellent to see.
Speaking of things that are excellent to see, coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we have a bit of a commentator versus commentator. The young upstart against the wily veteran. That's a tale as old as time, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Montoya taking on Warzone General Manager Jerry Aldini. I was looking forward to this match for a lot of catharsis reasons. I'm not gonna lie. One, I went back and saw some of Jerry's older matches, especially those in his later years, and I'm not gonna lie. I think I got a couple more. I have a new couple more matches to put into my top 20. For one, for two, I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of looking forward to seeing what Jerry could do to Michael Montoya. So, who'd you have going into the match before we started?
Oh, I just wanted to see both of them. To be honest, I don't really have anything bad to say about any of our fellow company employees. Yeah, I was surprised hearing that Michael would be making his debut, and everyone on the social media has been joking when he's getting his gauntlet match. Michael, I'm glad he survived after this. That's all I'll say. I won't spoil anything. But yeah, this was a treat to see, especially with the guest commentary that was featured through the match.
Yes, we had our YouTube, the YouTube manager Spencer Getty, paired up with Caliburn, and well, let's just get right on into the match, shall we? So coming down to the ring first, we have Jerry Aldini, Warzone General Manager, former 5-time world champion, oh god, I forgot about this stupid singlet.
I don't know what that is. I don't know where he found it. I don't want to see it again. That's all I'll say about that.
Yeah, same. Like, at the very least, Jerry freaking, like, it's a classic look for him. But, like, just a slap to the face to start. Oh, God. God, there was weight behind that punch.
Michael getting a little carried away, a little too eager. You're dealing with a veteran, Michael. I don't know what he's telling you to get up.
Oh, God, knife edge chop straight to the chest. And a classic strut. God. Montoya, you have your work cut out for you there, buddy. That's all I gotta say. And here we have Montoya just going right onto the outside there. Looks like he's running away from Jerry Aldini.
I hope you're not trying to get Are you trying to get yourself counted out, Michael? That's
Big mistake.
I wouldn't make bets on that. He's just running.
But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I definitely suggest you go back and watch this. Mostly, oh jeez, it looked like Montoya took out the ref.
Montoya, no, you need legs. Stop.
I think that's a different ref. They look the same. I think that's a different one.
Oh, well, they're all immortal. I'm sorry, I can't tell apart sometimes.
So here we have some actual legwork from Montoya. I'm actually surprised he actually went with this. Very impressive. I mean, actually targeting the limbs on on an older opponent is a very wise idea to do. Limit their movement so that they can't really do too much, and a nice little leg sweep there.
Absolutely, because once one of them gets one of their mastered signatures or finishers off on you, it's game over for the newbie here.
Yeah, speaking of like the moment that takedown happened, it shifted. The momentum shifted right back into Aldini's favor, and a little clothesline there. He's insistent on going with attacking with his hips. I don't know why. He probably shouldn't do that.
I got a clarification on Twitter that the Warzone Rush is Peter. Oh, yeah, that was it. Sorry. Yeah, I just slipped my brain.
Pile driver onto Montoya. Oh, God. Looks like he's setting up for something big, ladies and gentlemen. Oh! Knocked
Oh,
out.
just slapped the soul out of you. Oh, no.
Oh, yep, he's setting up for it. It's a classic figure 4 leg lock onto Montoya. This has won him championships. This has ended feuds and rivalries. And Montoya taps out.
Oh, he's just recovering, just taking hold of his knee.
And your winner, the Warzone General Manager, Jerry Aldini. I'm not gonna lie, that was a fantastic match. I'm actually, Montoya, I won't lie, did surprise me with a lot of his moves and whatnot, but he went for the show, whereas Aldini went for go. Never try to outclass the masters, sort, as they say.
No, absolutely not. Montoya, I did see him after this. I dropped off a bottle of red, and a bottle of also red. As per his request, he was a little stunned. I believe that slap earlier on, right before the figure 4, just had him dizzy for a little while. But yeah, he's been resting up all right.
Yeah, I mean, he came back later on in the night and resumed his commentator duties. And if, well, let's just say we have proof in the pudding of why he probably should not be getting in the ring anytime soon. But speaking of which, we have our next match coming up. We have the tag team title match, Shoot Nation versus the Outlaws. And ladies and gentlemen, mostly for my own personal bias, I was kind of hoping Shoot Nation was going to come out of this with the titles in hand. Apologies. So here we have them, Theron Eldrazi and CJR Killer, the Outlaws strutting down to the ring. Champions Shoot Nation, Jack Abbott, and hang on.
This one is Sasquatch Wing calling to make a quest. See when outlaws start to make trouble in roster. Rage began to simmer in Olons. When outlaws butt into Big Oof match and make Raphael Sampson lose Big Oof belt. Rage fill Olons. When outlaws win tag team contendership after all that happened. Olons, especially this one, burst with rage. This one think it time outlaws learn law of nature. When mess with one of Olons, mess with all of Olons. That said, this one, Sasquatch Wing, officially say wish. The wish of Sasquatch Wing is for Olons to be in unified tag team title match at Future Shock. Olons versus Outlaws versus Shoot Nation involves count anywhere triple threat tornado tag match. Outlaws ruin Samson's Big Oof run, then Olons ruin Outlaws' title shot. And when Olons win shiny tag team belts, Olons will rub Outlaw noses in their own outlaw shit. This one and Samson will wait at Future Shock for answer. Last minute if can. Love to see look on Outlaws' faces when match changes on them. Oh, and if it can be known to human resources that certain non-human members of roster have grievances to be dealt with after Future Shock, this one would appreciate it. Thank you.
And And we have the Outlaws Sasquatch Wing cashing in his wish. So, Outlaws, Shoot Nation, as well as the Outlaws for the unified tag team championship.
Triple threat, falls count anywhere, tornado tag. I haven't heard any more beautiful words in my life. I'm not going to lie.
Just looking at the absolute chaos that's ensuing at this current moment, I don't doubt that for a fact. Because, you got two of the oldest tag teams in MNW, the Outlaws, Sasquatch Wing and Raphael Sampson, who have never held those tag team belts. You have probably, I hate saying this, one of the best tag teams that we currently have in Theron Eldrazi and CGR Killer and the Outlaws, and you have the champs. Definitely the most underrated. They started off as the most underrated underdogs in the entire company, and then shot themselves up to mega stardom. And their performances in the C101, granted, yeah, they didn't do terribly well, but they had fantastic moments in that entire tournament. So yeah, they proved to be a force to be reckoned with.
Absolutely. And Shoot Nation also has their work cut out for them over here. Because, they haven't been in as much of the spotlight with everything that's been going on both sides. They've held those belts for a long time. I'd argue they were more prepared for the Outlaws showing up than the Outlaws were, in all frankness.
I was kind of, I'm not going to lie, I was kind of hoping that, Sasquatch would cash the wish in for, a Multivania match. Because, the oldest tag team in the entirety of the MNW finally gaining the tag team titles at the biggest weekend of the year for us. Come on, it writes itself, but it's better to cash it in sooner rather than later, because we've seen how Semjax has been, I'm not going to say drawing out because that's kind of rude, how Semjax has been...
He's been waiting,
plotting,
shall we say.
yes.
He's been sitting on it.
Yes, exactly. Making everyone guess when's he going to cash it in. Whereas Sasquatch Wing's like, nah, let's shake things up a bit. I'm gonna do this.
It was actually a very, very well executed move. It was a very intelligent play, because not only was it at the last second, and it couldn't be denied, meaning that HR can't do anything about the switch. They legitimately just have to let the Outlaws in.
Well, yeah. I would be calling it. I would be calling foul on HR if they tried something about this wish, honestly. Because this was a stipulation that Sasquatch earned by winning the Battlegrounds tournament. And, he couldn't... He kept the title, but, yeah, he... in no way, shape, or form could he get this revoked. So if anyone said anything about it, I would definitely say Sasquatch earned this shot, not only for himself, but for Raphael as well. And Raphael has been wanting to get his hands back on the Outlaws ever since they pretty much helped take the Big Oof title away from him.
Okay. I am seeing a couple of clarifications. Anon actually wrote that contention into the bylaws if Haldini was right. It wouldn't be too surprising. It would be interesting. And we have a clarification. Even I have no clue when he's using that briefcase. That thing is collecting dust.
Yeah.
We're going to have to see.
Yeah, that is the Conquest Bloodlines lawyer, Taylor. Or is it Tristan?
Yes.
I want to say Taylor.
Taylor Tristan.
Tristan
Yeah, no,
Taylor?
he's been keeping an eye on the last. He's been keeping an eye out for the last couple of months. Just probably like the rest of us, wondering when the rest of us are like the rest of us, when his client is going to cash in that briefcase, because that is it has as much utility as a wish, or very nearly.
I mean, you cash it in for an MNW Heavyweight Championship title shot. I mean, you got the most valuable thing in the entire company outside of said belt. Oh God, big electric chair drop onto Theron Eldrazi from Raphael Sampson. Oh, and just God, those mounted kicks from Theron though. Yeesh.
No, absolutely. Theron, like you have been saying, and and CJR Killer have been very well prepared. They are a very tactful, very well put together team. They know each other in and out, and they have wrestled up against some of the best in the company. They are very capable men. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
Although that said, they're gonna have to resist the wrath of God and the wrath of Sasquatch. I'm fearing more the latter, personally speaking.
oh God, you just definitely put a thought into my brain. Biblical proportions and the force of nature itself against you. Whew.
Yeah, that's that's some Old Testament stuff right there, shall we say?
There's a reason why the original tag team name was the Old Gods before they changed to the O Lords. Because oh Lord, they were coming.
No, absolutely. I haven't seen the crowd this excited in a while, to be honest. Just the pop when the All Odds came in. It's beautiful. Mwah.
Beautiful as a certain dude by the name of Enzo would say, huge pop. And oh, it looks like Raphael on the outside getting
Oh
Abbott
no,
set
he's
up.
got him.
Cast in the
He's
name
got him
of God.
cornered out there.
Yeet, not
And this is
guilty biblical proportions.
And this is falls count anywhere. There he goes for the pin. Oh, the ref is running all the way out to the ring.
CGR misses 2-3. Ladies and gentlemen, your new unified tag team champions, the Old Odds. Finally, the oldest tag team in the entirety of MNW has won the tag team championships. And it could not have happened to a much nicer team, honestly speaking. And the best part about this is Raphael pinned Jack Abbott. He pinned the champion. No one can deny this reign. No one, they would have had a little leeway if they would have pinned Theron or CJR. But no, that was beautiful, to say the least.
Oh, absolutely. It's as I was saying, roughly last week or the week before, how Raphael, he's a man of integrity and he wants nothing but a clean show for the company. Having a very legitimized tag team championship reign is so important for the face of the company, and I'm very much in agreement with the idea that as much as it would have been sweet to pin the Outlaws, that he rightfully pinned the champions there, and CGR genuinely missed. I'm surprised he didn't break up that pin, but Raphael just took advantage of the situation much in the same way that Sasquatch took advantage of the wish at the last minute. They definitely came in here with a plan. They wrecked shop, they cleaned up, and now they wear the gold.
And I hope to God that they... That seems a little weird when you say hope to God in front of Raphael. I do hope that they keep those titles for a very long time. They deserve it. But coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we have probably one of the most bitter feuds that Warzone has seen in years. Wilson of VIP taking on Maximilian Thunder Thighs. Looks we got a little bit of a tweet from Sasquatch Wing, and weighing about the Saving the Wish for Multivania. Even better that they... Sorry, we were saying about Saving the Wish for Multivania. The best part about it is we go into Multivania as the tag team champions. I mean, that's something to be said in itself. Winning there's something about winning the titles, but going into and let's just say leaving the venue still champion is another. I'm not gonna lie. I hope you guys ride this train very, very long while, because you guys are one of the more deserving teams. But once again, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here. Well, technically behind ourselves, but semantics. Coming up next, we got Wilson versus Maximilian Thunderthighs. But first, the Warzone promo of the week.
Do you all want to know why this is so personal between myself and Wilson, son of Will? Because even though Wilson has done unspeakable things and turned himself even more into a monster, he's right to be upset. Every one of you in the multiverse treated Wilson poorly, other than his own faction. Nobody believed in him. Nobody saw him get to the top. He was a mascot, a clown, a joke. Not meant to be taken seriously, not meant to be anything more than a sad excuse whose makeup and vanity only hid the sad little wrestler on the inside who just wanted to be great. And since nobody else here will say it, I will say what needs to be said. Wilson, you need to be told something that has been a long time coming. You are one of the greatest wrestlers that will ever exist. You do unspeakable things and hurt people just to get yourself to the top. But you have also improved far more than anybody else here. You went from being a joke, a gimmick, to becoming one of the greatest of all time. When you speak, they are damn well listening. And when the world laughed at you, Wilson, you spit in their face and you keep moving forward. And even though every fiber of my being despises you, I respect you as one of the great ones, and I will not hear otherwise. I even bet Will, the father of Wilson, would be very proud of his son. So tonight, and only for tonight, we can forget about the VIP and Max feud. We can forget about vengeance and victimizing. Tonight, it's just about you versus me. Two sides of the same damn coin. I am about to unleash the fury of the storm. And you best bring your A game or you'll never make it to the top. Wilson, if you can withstand the full force and take every single max damage that I can dish out until I can't stand anymore, it'll be your win. But you first have to survive, Wilson. Because you are about to hear the great behemoths.
The great behemoth, Maximilian Thunderthighs, taking on Wilson. Not gonna lie. And then we have a tweet out from Maximilian Thunderthighs. Bitter is not the right word. Max does not hate Wilson. Never did. He didn't like what he does to others, but he said it. He respects the tenacity, and apologies for the loss of words. I'm just a little flabbergasted, to say the least. But
I'll hit you when you get a Max promo swinging at you. It's been very good to hear from Max, especially leading up into this match, because this could potentially offer a lot of closure for both gentlemen. Wilson, however, it just seems like he's just completely down to business and he just wants to put Max in the ground, if he can.
But, looks like Maximilian's trying to taunt Wilson. Looks like doing a bit of a flop there. And just picking him up and just tossing Wilson to the side. Going in for that cover, but no. A kick out at 1, flexing on Wilson itself. Both of these men have gone through like a huge metamorphosis since they last faced each other. Wilson, much like Max was mentioning, being a bit more of a vain individual, and Maximilian kind of being more of like the saying the comedy guy sounds a little makes it sound wrong. No, like he kind of like being for the children, and here we have the more serious versions of themselves, the vicious looking, the vicious brutality of Wilson, and just the pilgrimage Maximilian's gonna be has been on for these past few months. Apologies if I'm stumbling on my words. It's try not to cough as much.
No, and we also have a lot of content. We've had a lot of big moments we've had to review for this side of the show tonight. Future Shock not pulling any punches either. Although, speaking of pulling any punches, you are absolutely correct in that both gentlemen are more serious versions of themselves. I believe Max sincerely does want to put on the best performance and just be the best version of himself. And bring that out in others if he can do so. It almost felt like he was kind of trying to reach out to Wilson and just tell him, since no one else was going to tell him, that he's one of the best wrestlers in the company, which is, again, a statement I would agree with. He is just, he's a wonderful performer, and he might be fierce and he might be underhanded, but I mean, the performance speaks for itself. And Max, of course, he just wants to bring everything he can, but for the crowd, and perhaps for a bit for himself in the ring. Just, again, being the best of himself that he can.
Yeah, especially like, I'm not gonna lie, it feels like both of these individuals are on a crossroads to just climb to the top. Like, to reach that level, that next level as performers. And this is just a test for the both of them. Who's going to get to the top first, essentially?
Absolutely. As far as either speaking of, though, because Future Shock, in the nature of itself, is almost sort of a test to see who can stand up and show to the big crowds, especially at Multivania. Who out of these two gentlemen do you see getting a title shot first? Or holding gold first?
Both of these individuals are former Big Oof champions, so they know what it's like to be a champion, to hold the gold and defend. Oh, looks like he was trying to go for a middle rope clothesline, but overshot it just a little bit. And there he goes. He connects it, shoulder check from the second rope. But honestly speaking, if I were to pick someone to go, like, say up against, like, Zacho, I hate to admit it, Wilson. I really hate to admit it, but he's been on a very serious tear. And serious competition is what Zacho Duo has been asking for.
Absolutely, Zacho wanting nothing but for the best for the company, whether that doesn't necessarily have to be attitude, but just genuinely, if a wrestler's career and if their performance is solid, if they can hold up against him in the ring. Speaking of,
style pile driver, shades of Suzuki, 2, 3, and your winner, Wilson.
Still not using music, apparently, which that is his choice.
It's a little ominous, yeah.
Being pointed out to me on social media, after the change, Wilson has shed blood in every in-ring match and has won in every match, if he recalls correctly.
Oh, God. You just put something in. I just had a thought.
Hmm.
What if in that time away, Wilson mastered the art of the Bladoken?
I can certainly see that in his time away, he's picked up so many tricks that we haven't probably seen yet. Although time is just going to have to speak to himself, for itself. I genuinely look forward to seeing where both of these wrestlers' careers go. And as I was saying, as far as the main belt, the Multiverse Heavyweight Championship, we'll have to see who gets there first.
Most definitely, but until then, we have another title match ahead of us. We have the Gouda Boy, Sir McCheese, taking on the enigmatic Storyteller. And I'm not going to lie, I have no idea who's going to win this match.
Oh, absolutely. It's, like I was saying last week, it's just such a great story. And I genuinely look forward to the results, especially with Sir McCheese, himself being a former member of the Republic, alongside the janitor, who is going to be backing him in this match, offering all the wisdom that he can. Here's the Gouda Boy himself, and here is the Storyteller.
He took off.
Blindfold off.
Blindfold off. You can literally see. You can gaze into his eyes. It's like gazing into the abyss. It's chilling to say the least.
It's certainly foreboding that he's taken off the blindfold for this match. He's had that thing on for a while, and everyone's been wondering what was under there. I'm sure even janitors I see him craning his head, just try to get a good look at everything. Just calm and collected so far, just watching Sir McCheese go up against the Storyteller.
Yeah, and McCheese looks like that. It's like you said, calm and collected. Well, no, you said talk about that for Storytellers. Apologies, because you got to think that McCheese has been trying to be about as calm, especially with the janitor backing him in the corner.
Absolutely, but he is just throwing everything that he can at the Storyteller to try to stop whatever plans he has for the title, I suppose. I don't know too much about the Storyteller, but whatever he would do with the belt and that champion spot in the long term would probably not be good, especially if the janitor also holding multiple titles in the past, probably one of the strongest veterans ever seen on this company. He's taking even the threat of the Storyteller very seriously. So I can only imagine the amount of rigorous study and just training that McCheese has been put through in order to before heading into this match. And he looks like he's trying to draw on all the wisdom of his mentor and father figure. As we've learned.
I will say this. The thing about that Pet Storyteller is no one knows anything about him outside of who he used to align himself with when he came into MNW. Because he used to be a part of the Order with Kane and Dr. Grimm leading them. He used to be a part of the Faces of Fear, acting as their liaison, as like an advisor of sorts to Lucius Constantine before that faction dissolved. And now he appears to be out on his own. But he still checks in regularly for his little chess match with his old friend, Dr. Grimm. Nope.
Very interesting, and it's especially with a match that we will see later on in the night, or perhaps coming up shortly. We'll see how we've arranged things. It's not looking very good at the moment. Things are a little bit tense, so if Sir McCheese were to be able to get this victory in, that would just be one more thing putting the company at ease.
Yeah, especially with like how this originally started because the janitor was challenging storytellers for this title opportunity because, I mean, for those who don't know, the Big Oof Championship has an open challenge clause. I see him. I'm not going to say anything. Anyway, but McCheese took up the mantle. So, something about the storyteller winning the Big Oof Championship diverged from whatever the storyteller told the janitor months prior back at Apocalypse. So, concern is definitely going to be is the word I would use, like you were saying.
Right. Although, admittedly, when things have been dire, thankfully, some of our performers in the company have been pulling out very interesting stops and just throwing out the big guns, shall we say.
Yeah. Sorry, I was looking at social media and
Dropping a fist onto the storyteller's head from the top rope in the corner. McCheese just doing his absolute best. I'm very happy seeing him on this quest, and it's like I keep saying it's like a very traditional knight's quest. Just stopping this ominous foe, if you can.
super kick into that straight jacket suplex, going in for the cover on the Gouda boy. 2 kicks right out of 2. See here. Oh, DDT onto the storytellers. God, I'm not gonna lie. I would love to see gold on McCheese outside of tag titles. Oh, that was close. 2.9. Looks like he's got the storyteller right where he wants him.
Oh, absolutely. The crowd is on McCheese's side over here. The Gouda boy.
Sword in the stone.
Powerful.
I was gonna say, get that cover, McCheese. 1, 2, 3. Your winner and the new Big Oof champion, Sir McCheese. And he didn't have to bring out the abs.
Oh, look how happy he is. You did it!
The knight has won over the insurmountable evil that possibly was plaguing the multiverse. A fairy tale ending for such a fairy tale story.
I keep telling you, it works so well as a story, doesn't it?
Well, believe me, I believed you when you pointed out you had tears on your notes, and the emotion was definitely the selling point.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Oh, I can only imagine how much XP he just got. I'm kidding.
I'm guessing, I don't know, like what's his challenge rating? I don't know.
We'll have to see. I can't wait to see him, especially after his previous title shot against Lady Boots with the Nexus title. I'm very excited to see who or what is going to go up against Sir McCheese for the Big Oof Championship next. It's going to be a very noble defense. But speaking of a noble defense here.
Yeah, coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we got the Murder Cave, Arkoff, Chasley, and Dr. Grimm going up against the Creation, Sandman, and Thunderbolt, something Thunderbolts, fresh off of his loss on the last Friday, on the nights previous in Friday Night Flashbang. This is for a whole bunch of marbles, ladies and gentlemen. If the House of Caliban wins, not only do they get the device that Dr. Caliban warned everybody about. Actually, I think that actually is the stipulation. They get the device that Dr. Grimm made that could threaten the multiverse in itself, causing another freaking Lucha Underground event.
Absolutely. Dr. Caliban on the previous show had called out Dr. Grimm specifically in challenging him to this tag match at Future Shock, with explicit words saying, "Have you not learned from Lucha Underground?" and as well as to hand the device over for dismantling, calling Grimm a fool. I'm surprised that Dr. Grimm agreed, but I believe, especially with a man like that, he always has something else up his sleeves. They get to dismantle it, yes.
But
I'm not so sure about devices like that. That's very tricky business.
well, very tricky business. I mean, but if the Murder Cave win, that means the House of Caliban cannot, are pretty much banished back to Flashbang. And I'm not gonna lie, with how wily Grimm is, he probably prepared for either outcome. But let's get right on into it. Your challengers and their Sunday best creation, the Sandman and Thunderbolt. I already did the bit. And the Murder Cave, the Allfather Arkoff, the Engineer Chaz Lee, and Dr. Grimm. And here we see Sandman and Chaz Lee going off against each other.
There's no stopping them.
Absolutely. And there's a quite astounding history on this side of things. I've been following along with some of these notes, and it was mentioned that for the last 3 years on Flashbang, Dr. Grimm and Grizzly caused havoc and caused internal damage to the integrity of the Flashbang side of the shows. So there have been people on Flashbang who've been very happy to see that Sandman, especially after his promo that we witnessed earlier on in the night for our reviews. People have been very happy to see him taking the charge up against Dr. Grimm and the others here, first of all. There's been an exceptional history between all of these gentlemen with all the terrible deeds that Grimm has done, calling as far back to the Empire of Terror, so I've been told.
Well, it's also, I hate to give him credit, but it's also like what Grimm mentioned last week. Caliban's hands aren't the most clean either, and if I remember correctly, Grimm did have a hand at switching out the brain of Christopher Caliban with the Beast Hierold. And
absolutely, I do remember reading into that. Yes.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I was there. That man, the Beast Hierold in the Creation's body went on a freaking tear. It took a gauntlet match for them to recover said body, and it took a very wily play by Graven to get the brain back. And not gonna lie, people were kind of upset about that on the Fate side of things. But hey, results.
No, absolutely. Speaking of results, this is probably their best shot that the House of Caliban is going to get at dismantling the Murder Cave's plans. And if they do not, there's probably not going to be anyone on the Warzone side of things anymore who will be able to stop them, in all frankness. I overheard Michael even saying that it might be inevitable. Chaz Lee kicking out.
Graveyard Smash, kicking right out of two, going for a rolling forearm, but Chaz Lee blocks it. Whipping him back into the Murder Cave corner. Tagging in Dr. Grimm. Ooh. Grimm goes high, Chaz goes low, taking the big man off of his feet. Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, the weight of this, I'm not going to lie, I kind of had to hold my breath a lot of times in this match because it definitely had that weight of the world feel to it, watching it live.
I was just more worried for either gentlemen. There would be nothing more cruel than to possibly take apart the creation again, or either Sandman or Thunderbolt in the ring while the others watch.
Well, at the very least, if they at least injured any part of the body of their creation, I assume Caliban has like some sort of like restock. Like he's got a drawer full of arms and legs.
Spare parts.
Because like I mean, getting it to be that specific, like getting it to the specifications that he has for Christopher, he probably has like a bunch of spares just laying around and like frozen somewhere. Probably.
Possibly. A lot of mad science around it. I'm not too sure on all of that.
Ooh. Looks like Sandman was trying to go in for a headbutt, but Grim just immediately got right out of there. Trying to go for a cheap shot, but it didn't look like it took. Once again, Grim just looks like he's just dismantling Sandman. Probably trying to agitate him too, because I mean, out of all three of them, Sandman kind of has the shortest temper, and Grim likes to play around with short tempers. Sadly,
absolutely. And if you could burn out Sandman, who seems to be very much in charge of this defense, it's going to absolutely take a massive toll on the rest of their teamwork into the later ends of the match.
Oh, look, going in for that mandible claw. But Sandman kicks right out of it. See, he might be hot-headed, but he can definitely get, like, when he's fired up, when he feels, when he gets fired up like that, he can do just about anything, honestly. Ooh,
absolutely.
Screw right into the other side of the mat. Ugh.
Just taking so much punishment from the murder cave. Sandman's just been in there for the longest. Now we have Christopher Caliban, the creation, going up against the Allfather.
And it looks like the Christopher Caliban was trying to set the Allfather into the Wheel of Pain once more. Allfather, knowing what's happening, just got right out of it and just uppercut straight to the back of the neck. Putting him into the camel clutch. Will he make the creation humble? Creation gets right out.
Oh, absolutely. A few weeks prior to this, the creation locking Arkolf into the Wheel of Pain and making him tap as a means for Dr. Caliban to get the readings in regards to the device.
So, like, about that actually, like, the device, he got the readings when the creation went up against Arkolf. Is Arkolf in possession of the device?
Or maybe there was some sort of energy readings that was still present on Arkolf. I mean, because depending on what it is, it might just be like, oh, if you're around it, it probably leaves some sort of signature on it. I'm not so sure. Although it wouldn't surprise me for Grim to leave the device around between his allies if he could trust them. Although I don't know what the device would do, why you would bring that into the ring with a wrestler, unless he was testing something.
Like that feels like the most Grim thing to do. Leave something possibly catastrophic in something that could destroy the multiverse in itself, just to leave it around, just so someone could fuck with it,
or just to see what will happen with it. Yeah, like a little experiment, shall we say?
God, that feels too much like him. Ooh. Oh, God, God damn it. Combination kicks from the Allfather, working on that lower back of Christopher. Oh, just dropping the elbow right onto the abdomen. Oh, mounted punches, Luthez press, busting the creation open. Just working on that arm. It looks like he's trying to set up for the camel clutch. Yep, trips and locks him in. Camel clutch applied to Christopher Caliban. And unfortunately, Christopher Caliban taps out. Device still in the possession of the Murder Cave. I'm terrified.
Your winners, the Murder Cave.
I am terrified.
Chazley, Dr. Grimm, and Arkol standing strong. I'm having unfortunate chills back to the time when, prior to last Multivania, where Chazley revealed himself to be in cohorts with the Murder Cave as part of their alliance. And as a unfortunate result of this match, the position which we discussed is that as a result, Dr. Caliban, Dragoon, Donkey Kang, the Time Bandits, and the Creation are now forbidden from Warzone, and Dr. Grimm keeps the device.
Yeah, and something that somebody on social media just posted that I actually do kind of want to bring attention to. The Allfather not only locked the Creation into the Camel Clutch, but also made the Creation look at his brother, their dearest friend, and he taps out. That sent... Not only did they banish them back to Warzone, but they sent them with a message. And I won't lie to any of you guys. I'm terrified. I'm terrified about what this might bring. Because
yeah,
this is possibly cataclysmic was mentioned.
Yeah, now the question is, what's he gonna do with the thing? Because unless this was just part of that would be, like you were saying, that would be a very grim thing to do. Just use this as a means to further test the device somehow, or make plans and account for it. But this is also just a little cruel. Something I have definitely learned, and people have been saying on social media and leading up to this match that, oh, the Murder Cave, they're just old coots, and they just sit back and they don't do anything. You need to look out for the tricky ones. You can't just... There's nothing more dangerous than a performer who is not only physically capable and technically capable in the ring, but has the intelligence to completely scout and plan around your opponents. And mind you, the disadvantage that they came in here with is that by showing themselves and all their recent strength, the Time Bandits and the Creation and House Caliban have been giving a lot of things to review and things to reconsider.
Also, anybody, like literally, if anybody has said, "Oh, the Murder Cave don't do anything," then you have already lost. I'll say that because if anybody, as much as I hate to admit it, when Dr. Grimm is quiet, that's when you should be worried. But let us shift away from things that are probably going to keep me awake at night and into our next match, the Nexus Titan Championship match. Kane takes on Lady Boots.
Speaking of things that are inevitable, it's gotta be Kane. I was so happy seeing him get this title shot. It's gotta be Kane.
I just like saying that because it's just seeing him strut down to the ring, the Sith Apprentice taking on the main event mistress. All for that right there. The Nexus Titan Championship. Pretty much signaling that, like, I believe they actually do dub it the workhorse belt. Pretty much showing this is what all your hard work is going to be paying off if you win this title. Lady Boots proved that to be the case when she fought and clawed her way from being just a manager to this spot, wanting to be taken seriously, and then goes into and beats Uncle Dunk in clean fashion, in the most cleanest of clean fashions. And then here we have Kane. Speaking of Grim, a former unwilling employee of Grim under some sort of mind control, and fought and clawed his way back to this spot. Hell, even aligning himself with Exar-kun, unlocking some sort of innate Sith abilities. So yeah, these are basically both stories of started from the bottom and now we're here. Both have everything to gain and everything to lose in this match. And as Miguel Mendez has posted on social media, oh wait, this is about the murder cave. People like this murder cave are always doing something, especially with the two of the most scientifically minded people in MNW on their side. Yeah, yeah, Grim and Chaz Lee on the same team. Never take them, never underestimate them or say they don't do anything. They're plotting and planning. Always.
I mean, if you literally have to go back in time to stop one of their plots, that just goes to show that there's a far worse future out there where their plans have gone correctly and have gone on track.
Which is hilarious.
Thankfully, we don't have to see it.
Which hilariously, the future Chaz Lee sent Zakodilla to stop Grim. Oh, and here we have Tope Suicida.
He's out into the commentator booth. Oh no!
I swear, if she wasn't wearing her like conquest armor, her shoulders would have been wrecked after that.
No, absolutely. I can only imagine just the possible concussions you might be having later as a result of that. He flew into that booth.
Yeah, it was a force jump. He's using the force in very creative ways.
Oh yeah. Well, like I was saying earlier in our reviews, momentum is a very key thing. If you can get that going, you can do a lot of damage, even if you're not a big guy.
So I saw some freaking discourse on the social media, in the Discord, and what do you think? What do you think Kane's Sith name would be? Darth Kane seems to be the common choice.
I mean, wouldn't it just be Darth Kane?
Yeah.
I don't know if he really needed to change his name.
I mean, Plagueis had Sidious, Dooku had Tyrannus, Anakin had Vader, technically. Ooh. Standing like that Meteora, just dropping Kane back and just retching out his neck.
Absolutely. She just got... Lady Boots has her work cut out for her tonight. Very experienced, a very strong wrestler. Although she did not come out on the top in the TL 1-on-1, she was a formidable force throughout the competition, and she has been a formidable opponent ever since her title reign began. Not someone to look down lightly. She has put away some of the best. Kane just picking her back up to get a hold of her, and she goes for a flying kick there, but he's got her in the corner of the here, just laying her out. Well, it looks like he's not going for the pin just yet, rolling back up, reconsidering his plan of attack here. So he's got her pulled into the center, and just looks like he's just trying to wrench her aside. That didn't work too well. But now that she's got some momentum, she's gonna go for him.
Also got some sunshine in a bag. Clint Eastwood knee strike straight to the face of Kane. Going in for that cover. 2. Kicking right at it, 2.
It's gonna take a lot more than that.
And looks like she's getting set up. Ooh, those are just trying to go for the stylo, but Kane immediately dodges out of the way. He has been doing his homework.
Absolutely. Going out of the ring to roll herself up for some reprieve. Kane looks like he's just trying to figure out an angle to get back at her, but she's got him, just dropping him back down.
Snap suplex going in for that cover. God, this has been an even match so far.
No, absolutely. It was very surprising to see, but as you said, Kane has been doing his homework. He's been a fine apprentice under Exarchun, who's just been teaching him the best of his own potential, and he's executing everything he can in this ring to try to to just keep up with her. But with all this momentum, he's putting in a lot of work against the mistress of the Conquest bloodline.
Just retching at the arm of Lady Boots, formerly Princess Boots, but now looks like Boots is getting into the corner. Ooh, swift knee strike, just just raking her boot against his face. Thank God for that mask.
Just a strong kick out immediately. Kane is digging down deep just to resist. She looks a little frustrated almost, I would say.
Yeah, she probably thought this was going to be a
easy clean sweep, perhaps.
Yeah, probably. Ooh, nice power slam there from Kane.
Potentially. Exarchun, I've noticed that he's been making himself a little bit of a target, and in the sense that he had Gorm go after him, as we witnessed a week or two prior, just drawing a lot of the ire from Conquest. Although, I can't help but wonder how Semjax is going to react when he sees this match, because Kane is a very serious threat to the bloodline now.
At this point, yeah, because, like, if Lady Boots came in thinking that this was going to be an easy win for her, 2-minute bout, then he's definitely becoming a big threat to Boots' title.
Absolutely. And especially if even in the regards of her maintaining her title, all you need to do is just put out a performance like this and last this long. If you can force cracks, so to say, into the appearance of such a dominating figure and presence on the Warzone roster, it's going to have very lasting effects, and it's going to open a lot of ways, especially for others, to potentially cash in on that weakness. And when you have a weakness in a faction, you will bleed.
Well, you can kind of see, like, in that entire sequence there, Boots has been taking this a lot more seriously, laying into the offense, making sure that, like, hell, even working the limbs, making sure that his moves would be less effective. She is, like, not only taking this serious, but she is treating him as if he is a threat. So yeah, she's coming at King with full force at this point.
Yeah, and we have confirmation from Mr. Temple on Twitter that indeed Semjax is watching. It's going to be interesting seeing if he comments on this at some point, perhaps later in the next show.
Yeah, especially with, like, Semjax with the freaking mega money in the big bank case and the main event still ahead. Because, like, you gotta remember, that main event is a 3 stages of hell match. One win by pinfall, another by submission, and then the third by knockout of all things.
Yeah. In a cage, 3-round burst. Yes. A very interesting selection, so we're going to have to see later on.
What perfect opportunity for Semjax than to cash in at one of the most opportune moments.
Absolutely. And looked like Kane was trying to get a drop on Lady Boots, but she grabs a hold of him and throws him back down to try to regain some of the momentum in this match.
Yeah, it looked like Kane was.
Out.
Yeah, looked like that she. Oh God, just throwing her into the pole, landing on the steps.
Oh, you gotta get her back in the ring.
Yeah, because you can't win a championship via countout. You have to pin or submit. Looks like, yep, setting up for the stylo. Going for that cover. 1, 2. Kicking right out of 2.
No, denied.
She hit him with a stylo. The Clint Eastwood. What is it going to take? What's it going to take to put down Kane?
It's a hellacious reply. And here he goes. Oh, but she strikes him back down to the mat. Well, the Kane's not to be outdone yet. Throwing her into the corner.
And here we see Gore.
Oh no.
The enforcer of the bloodline. Just making his presence known in the ring, in this match. And this distraction turns the tide for Lady Boots to capitalize on.
Although Kane being very careful not to actually be on the same side of the ropes as Gorm. I'm certain the threat is still there. He's just keeping an eye out for the rest of the bloodline.
And here we see Megablitz actually trying to taking Gorm out of the equation. His Rider X form, feeling the force of the multiverse, going up against such a much larger foe.
Megablitz himself, as I've been pointing out recently, has also got some blood with the bloodline. Him going after Sam Jackson's Money in the Bank. That also, alongside Kane, spears into Lady Boots in the center. Oh, what's he setting up for?
Lifting her up. The Kane. Oh. Going in for that cover. We might have a new champion. 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, 3 out of the 4 titles being defended have changed hands. And your new Nexus Titan champion. It's gotta be Kane.
Gotta be Kane. Absolutely. What an excellent match. All of that training has finally paid off, and he has the Nexus champion belt. Very interesting match. That is going to be a classic for me personally. It just goes to show that work can absolutely pay off if executed in the right way. And I was not surprised to see Max down at the ring.
I'm sorry, you were cutting out. You surprised about what?
I wasn't surprised to see Mega Blitz come down there. Yeah.
I mean, I was not either. I mean, Mega Blitz. It's like you said. Excuse me. It's like you were saying. He's been calling out Simjax for not cashing in the Mega Money in the Big Bank, especially with Multivania right around the corner. Simjax only has 3 months now, because we're getting into the 1st of April, just to cash that in.
Quite so. And even if Kane and Mega Blitz are not necessarily in any sort of cooperation, which I would sincerely doubt, I don't think they talk to each other as far as that, they do have a shared enemy, because if Mega Blitz is going after the Money in the Bank, that puts him up against the bloodline itself, which also puts him up against Lady Boots and Gorm, as well as the other members. Meaning they're probably gonna keep facing off against each other in the upcoming months, and especially with Kane now in possession of Lady Boots's champion title, the bloodline is down a belt. The pressure is probably going to be on Simjax to cash that in once he feels the time is right. because with Boots' very long title reign, even she's been questioning when he's going to make use of the belts. And if it doesn't pay off, well, that's not going to be very good for the bloodline.
And until then, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to figure out what happens next week. But we still have one more match. It's time for your main event. Ginger Boy, winning the C101, gets his title shot at Zako Duo's Multiversal Heavyweight Championship. 3-round burst. Like we mentioned previously, first round is won by pinfall. Second round is won by submissions. Might I add, something that is not in a part of Zako Duo's game that isn't as strong. He is more like he can grapple, he can strike, he can talk, he can do so many things, but submissions are not really a part of his repertoire usually. And the third round, which does kind of favor Zako, actually favors both men actually. The third round won by knockout, which Zako Duo's got the Asnable effect. Ginger Boy, the mad lad around house. I'm not gonna lie. We should get into the match.
You couldn't have picked better stipulations on behalf of Gingy.
Yeah, because like the second round in itself is tailor made for Ginger Boy. Mostly because of his MMA background. He's got submissions on submissions. I mean, the Mad Lad Lock, the Windsor. Sorry, the London Dungeon. Anyway, so, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right on into it. Got the challenger here, Ginger Boy, representing the Three Kings, as well as Flashbang Forever on the back of his tank top. And then here we see pretty much the multiverse of Zakos as he comes down to the ring looking
not in the black and gold.
Yeah, not in the black and gold, but apparently it resembles I can't remember the model, but it was a Gundam model instead of a Zako unit.
Yes.
Sorry, Zaku unit.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what.
Yes, interestingly enough.
Sorry, go ahead.
Interestingly enough, and it has been pointed out, on top of the steel cage and the 3 stipulations, Zako Duo, despite being the main calling voice for Future Shock, getting behind it, promoting it, has, up until this point, never won at Future Shock either. Coming out in these colors to that music and the brightest that he could possibly be. It's a little foreboding. There's a little concern that it's going to be very unlucky for him. But he's also the best in the business with the Multiverse Heavyweight Championship around his belt, and he has everything to prove that he or Ginger Boy is going to walk out the best in the company with these stipulations.
Well, another stipulation that we have to... Now, this isn't really a stipulation. This is more of a promise. If Ginger Boy wins, he was going to go back to Flashbang, title in hand. So this is not just a fight to prove who's better. This is a fight to keep the MNW to keep the Multiversal Heavyweight Championship on Warzone.
Yes, absolutely. With Ginger Boy coming off of the C101, that was his potential to pull any belt that he wanted over to the Flashbang side, which would have been a great loss for Warzone, especially if it's going to be the Multiverse Heavyweight Championship that we see here. So Zako's got everything. I'm being informed on Twitter, it is the Zeta Gundam model.
Ah, lovely. So, Gundam was never my forte. So I was a little unsure. And then here we have Zako just laying into the challenger. Ginger Boy meeting it, and then some. Mounted punches. Also, I'll be right back. I just gotta
So for this first round, Ginger Boy or Zaku Duo are going to have to make the first pinfall. That cough getting to you again?
Yes, unfortunately.
Ah.
Did I miss the part? Did I miss the part where Ginger Boy gets busted open?
I'm not sure. It's hard for me personally with the with all these cage matches.
Because I'm gonna spoil this just a little bit. Zako does the unthinkable and makes Ginger Boy bleed at some point of this match. Which, for those who do not know, the Bloodokin, the Ginger Boy's innate ability that he has, is something that is to be feared. If he gets busted open in any regard, it activates this blood rage. Oh no, we're about to get to it here in a minute. It activates this blood rage that turns him essentially into this unbeatable berserker monster. Yep, there it is. So at this point, Zako is literally trying to fight against the clock and trying to make sure that he doesn't get overwhelmed by the onslaught that Ginger Boy's about to bring onto him. And if anybody could counter this, if anybody could counter this, I would definitely put my money on Zako doing it. Because at that point, you're not just fighting against a competitor; you're fighting against a primal savage monster.
Yep, the Bloody Barbarian, the Flashbang original, as he's lovingly called by commentating.
Oh yeah, he was there for the very first episode.
Yep. I was forced to be reckoned with. Kicking out, however, up against Zako, and he just it seems like he's reevaluating his strategy here for a second.
It looks like he was trying to set up for a red comet. Ginger Boy gets right out of it. And, ooh. Big lariat onto Gingy. Gingy onto the ground. Kick out at 2. Gingy is besides himself. I think this was the longest in between rounds. Was ooh, knee strike. Going in for that cover, kick out at 2 again. Yeah, this is just an all-out brawl, and it was tough to cut this down into something that we needed to cover. I tried to go into 1.5 minute, minute and a half bursts. And even then, this came out to a 15-minute video.
No, I absolutely believe it. There is not a second that you want to miss in regards to both of these gentlemen here.
Especially when it comes to Ginger Boy pretty much asserting his dominance very early in this match. Essentially very early, because we still have not gotten the first pinfall yet. The first round has not been met.
No, it was very tense, and the crowd just watching, seeing who is going to get the first pinfall, who's going to get the momentum up against the other.
Yeah, this has been, this has been a pretty grueling match so far. Neck breaker. This has been one of the most grueling matches outside the hardcore division.
Oh no, absolutely, I am in greens. Kicking out again. Just wearing that crimson mask. It's gonna get a little messy here in the future.
Oh, a snapmare into a mad lad roundhouse. And going for that cover. 1, 2, 3. First round goes to Ginger Boy. Next round is you have to get this win by submission. Something that heavily favors Ginger.
Absolutely. We're just gonna have to have Zacho here is just gonna have to hope that he's pulled out the moves and pulled something out of the bag to counter the power of Ginger Boy here. Because if he gets this second win, that is going to be the majority lead, and that will be it.
And late. We're gonna corkscrew takedown on him. Looks like Ginger Boy's locking in an Anaconda Vice. But Zacho gets right out of it.
Just stalking over him, trying to wrench that leg back for a pin or for submission, but no, rolls out of it and he's just busting up against the Zacho duo's head there. He's trying to dismantle him almost. And going after the arm here, Ginger Boy is trying to lock him in again with crossface. But Zacho pushes him off, just holding onto his arms. That man has taken a severe beating with his arms in the past, just having them being dismantled, and ouch! Dropping him onto the mat head first. I can only imagine the blood spatter everywhere. And ladies and gentlemen, my co-host has stepped away for just a moment. As we see here going back into it, these men have just... It's becoming even more grueling over time. Just the sheer tension in the ring. You see Zacho is just trying to gain some momentum back because he needs this round more than any of the others in order to lock in this submission. And he does not tap the Mad Lad, striking back and trying to corner him, but Zacho is he's done all the preparations that he possibly could for this, and it's a very great to see just regaining some of this footing for our Multiverse heavyweight champ. Off the ropes into these corners, just absolutely brutalizing each other at this point. The speed has picked up quite a bit more. Both of these men desperately want this second submission point for this 3-round burst. Here we have Ginger Boy trying to just lay in several strikes, but Zacho ducks and dodges, wrenching his head back down into the mat. Oh, it's going to take quite a bit to try to get Ginger into a point to where you can try to make him tap. But the Mad Lad isn't going to be that easily pinned down as we see here. Although, just again, wrenching around by that arm, which has been the left arm in particular, having been broken previously by Sir Turan and previous title contentions for the multiversal heavyweight.
I believe he got that arm repaired after that
He
encounter.
did, but it was broken, I think, for like a month or so.
It was in very solid disrepair.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's. I mean, overheard you mentioning like Ginger Boy getting out of like every submission. I mean, this is a submission expert. I mean, if there's a submission, he would definitely know how to get out of just about anything.
Yeah, Zacho is. He's got quite the challenge in front of him, but this is exactly what Ginger Boy wanted, as we overheard previous week with him announcing the stipulations. He wanted to prove to the crowd and to both of them that whoever comes out of that match with the majority of victories in the 3-round burst is going to be the best, undisputed, even.
I hear the ones that are undisputed are on Wednesdays. And and here we got Ginger Boy setting up for an sheer drop brain buster. Just right onto the head of the champion.
Just calling and shouting at him for to get up, almost.
Going for that freaking knee strike, reopening the wound.
Just cracking him open again. Zacho is playing with fire.
See, here's the thing, though. Have you noticed like how limited Ginger Boy's movements have been? From the initial burst of damage that he was doing in the original round, that he's been a little sluggish, so to speak.
No, that's quite true, and because he was busted open very early in the match, and Blood Rage isn't going to last forever, which that might be a very solid strategy now that you think about it, because if you can last past the point of the Bloodokins, shall we say, you might have it in the bag. Zach over there getting quite excited, just jumping. Certainly, both of them are just bringing out the best that they can show for us tonight. It's great to see.
And then here we have something from Dr. Grimm. Yay. Probably reveling in his win earlier. I'm just checking the time, and I assume we're in round 3, yes?
I haven't seen the submission yet, actually. Unless I was mistaken and I didn't call it.
Yeah, for those who may have missed it, I had to step away for a bit. But, yeah, Zacho Duo got the submission victory, surprisingly, over Gingy on this one, putting him in a lion tamer of all things. And making Ginger Boy tap out.
Which leaves the 3rd round, then, for final victory. Zacho or Ginger Boy are going to have to knock the other one out, and both of them, as we discussed prior, are very capable in doing so.
Ooh, sharp freaking right hand onto the champion, and trying to go for that leg layer, but doesn't get all of it. God, all it's going to take, one Asnoble effect or one Mad Lad roundhouse. Both target the head. Both can damn near concuss either competitor. Ooh, Red Comet. Yeah, here it comes. Setting up. Snowball effect. Yeah, Ginger Boy is still breathing. He is still standing. And then he gets right Back up. Looks like Zako's got him poised. Red Comet. And that knocks out the Mad Lad. Your winner. And still multiversal heavyweight champion, Zako Duo. If there's ever any doubters that had the shadow of the doubt on Zako Duo, I hope to God this proves them wrong. But yeah, this match, I won't lie to you guys, this match was a fantastic match to see live. It was filled with so much drama and just so much emotion. The entirety of Warzone, well, most of the people in Warzone behind the champion, having the title stay on Warzone and not going to Flashbang, and then the other half are just mostly wanted to spite Zako, but still, just it was such a good match.
Oh, no, absolutely. Even Ginger Boy after this reportedly saying that you wrestlers on Warzone aren't so bad after all.
I praise
It is a very interesting end cap to his title contention match, I will say.
Most definitely. But with that, that is Warzone. But we only have one thing left to do, and that is to show the Warzone moments of the week. And I was torn between two particular moments in itself. But I think this will speak for itself.
I think perhaps in that moment,
that was a red comet! Not normally you'll stun your opponent long enough for a pinfall, but that's not what this is about.
He has to knock him out. Could we be seeing the Ansible effect? The referee hasn't called it. Get up, Gingy!
Ginger Boy is still moving.
No. Is he going to do
Ginger Boy, get up!
Zako.
Behind you! Oh, no! Come on, Gingy!
And he did it!
He's out cold!
Your winner and still Multiverse Heavyweight Champion, Zako Duo.
The belt!
Alright, so Zako Duo winning, defending, and keeping the title on the show that it is where it rightfully belongs. Now, I know what you're saying. A lot of people are going to be like, well, what about the O-Laws? This had a lot... The O-Laws were a very close second. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Tensions were exceptionally high for this match, especially because I believe half of the crowd in the roster was expecting Semdex to take this opportunity. But he didn't. So we're going to have to see some of that later. But there was always that threat in the back of our minds that, all right, when is he going to come out? He's going to come out from under the ring? Is he going to climb the cage? What's up with that? Surprisingly, no. And we were met with a very, very brutal match in which both men had to pull out some of their best, even surpassing previous expectations. Like I was saying prior, Zako Duo had never won at Future Shock up until now, despite his voice being the primary advocate for it. So it's nice. It's very nice to see that he's pulled off the win.
Yeah, most definitely. But that is Future Shock and that is Warzone. There is going to be no Warzone this coming Saturday, as it is it is WrestleMania weekend, and the brass just wants everyone to enjoy the weekend. So as of right now, we are only having Flashbang on Friday, which is already jam packed with a bunch of events. So until then, that is Firing Line. And Faye, before we outro, is there anything that you would like to tell the Firing Line audience?
Oh, just enjoy the weekend. We will see you probably next week, but solely for Flashbang content if that does air. And we can't wait to look forward to joining you all on the road to Multivania.
And until then, for my co-host Faye Jinn, I am Jomo Joe, and we are signing out.
Hey, it's Flashbang's Tiki the Troll here to remind you to pay that toll. How, you may be asking? Ha! Easy. Just be sure to give us a like, throw down a comment, and hit that subscribe button. Then we'll be seeing you around. For the, next payment.